time. I just know what happened
We
at
started
the end.
in the pits. We started in the pits
Oh,
with
you're
a
right.
bunch of
What should have been a double deadly encounter, but I was nice.
yeah, but then it was like
Done in a round.
yeah.
Because Red
To
finally
be
succeeded
fair.
on a wisdom save.
Yep.
Hey.
Finally. Yes, we discovered what's the deal with Red's father, apparent. We cleared that place up out of his relatives and siblings.
Burned some
Whatever.
whites.
Yeah. The bodies and the spirits were released, all that stuff. Then we got out, and then I forgot. So
We met a spooky gray guy who had screams in his head.
Rahadin.
He had a
Rahadin.
uncomfortable interest in Diana.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Called her by her elven name, her drow name, and
Yep.
talked some mad shit about elven lore and being able to set the drow free, as he did his own people.
I heard Elven War, and I'm like, oh no, please don't.
I mean, there was a war involved. The classic
Yeah,
war.
Not too sure what he was implying with all of that, if I'm being honest. I know he's like, I mean, sorry, I shouldn't rephrase that. I don't really know what he intends to. I don't know what his methods are. I know what he intends to do, not his methods, which is what I'm suspicious about.
Yeah.
And then you got to the abbey,
Yeah.
and it was very, very cold.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Ilena started talking about this oppressive feeling. She was feeling a presence of something friendly in Ravenloft. Here it's a similar thing, but much, much worse.
Yeah, corruption that we discovered, the clues about corruption that keeps Strahd alive and well, alive, undead. Yes.
Keeps him as a god.
One of the points is in the Saint Abbey of Saint Markovia, sorry, and we got there through the teleportation thingy in the castle Ravenloft. We got there. We encountered some lovely people that were comprised of a bunch of animals, and were really not all together, just a little bit. We decided to approach and talk with the caretaker of such people, the abbot, who appeared to be totally not creepy dude, who kinda give out this like angelic divine vibes. Yet something about him was kinda iffy. So after negotiation and accusation of being not of the right mind and convictions in the faith, the fight ensued, which promptly took a very nearly fatal turn for one of us. Yet after a sweeping sets of attack comprised by Diana,
And a helpful bear.
Abbott was also Volk also. Pretty sure they were mostly two who attacked him. We defeated him. And right now we are just I don't remember where we left off.
Well, I believe Redmond spent some lay on hands trying to heal the abbot. Not sure if he's alive or dead, or if it would even work on an angel.
That was the last thing.
And
Vasilka is also there, just chilling.
yeah, and Volk ripped the giant golden sun off the wall, and you found the holy symbol of Ravenkind behind it, which I believe I dropped into your journals. I forgot to double check if I did that.
Yeah, you did.
Magic
I don't
items?
know if you had the
Magic items, yeah, there we go.
description in there already.
Holy symbol of Ravenkind. Yes, it's just an image for now.
Oh, only it's in GM notes, that's why.
Because for some reason it was not.
My apologies.
Yep.
I knew I was going to forget something. Today is a heavily homebrewed session, so this is just one of my little ideas that I had when I watched best camera action do this. I thought of a way to
Mhm.
spin this in a fun way. I hope you enjoy as well, and are very scared.
I'm excited.
So yes, we pick up. Everybody is vibrating with adrenaline after fighting this supposedly holy being. What's up?
No, I was just yawning.
Let's go.
Oh yeah, right. I stole a feather from the knocked out Deva before.
Oh,
I
yeah.
oh, did the
Imagine
thing with
knocking
the
out,
healing.
imagine knocking out a dude and just taking his tooth. You know what I mean?
I mean, this is how it usually goes, isn't it? Like you.
Loot the body.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. Let's go.
Okay.
One question, Matt. Can you come closer to the mic? I have you like at 200%, and you're still like very.
Sorry, like, okay, so
Yeah, this is way better, but
Yeah.
it's
You're coming
like
in loud and
comfortable or something.
yeah, but that's a bit too close. Sorry,
Ye-
I'm just very soft spoken.
No, like you it was like not speaking you up properly. There was like a whole bunch of echo as well. Sorry for that.
So, as you are standing around, reeling from this combat, you can actually hear a sound coming from up above. It's a gentle playing of a instrument, possibly a harp, you would guess.
Oh, can I? How does the lay on hands work? Is it dead?
This is a very good question. Lay on hands happens immediately.
Yeah, I put in 1 HP.
He is warm to the touch, but there's, as far as you can tell, which I'll need a medicine check to find out.
I will. Make this.
He's still like in his big size, right? It was like big.
Yeah, he's embiggened right now.
Okay.
Yeah, with an 11, he's warm to the touch. He feels alive, but there's no breath. But the body hasn't. I mean, you're well and familiar with butchered bodies, and this one, it's not quite there, but it's also not quite what you're familiar with. So,
Yeah,
unclear at present.
got it.
But he remains motionless.
Mm-hmm.
The wild mongrel folk that is in the corner.
Yes.
What are they doing?
I
still have, like,
believe.
my rapier,
Yeah.
at the ready for them.
I believe you had put her under house arrest.
yeah, I'm just like stay in the corner. Like,
Yeah.
Don't go anywhere.
Yep.
I'm just keeping an eye on her.
Yeah. Why don't you make a perception or insight check, your choice?
On them. All right. A character Ezmerelda, not Elk. Elk. I'm not my character.
You could be an elk if you wanted to.
No, I'm not an elk.
Yeah, so with a 17 perception check, you can tell she's fumbling around with something on her belt. It's underneath her robes, but she is fiddling with something, and it wouldn't
Put your
take
hand
much to
up.
guess. Yeah. She immediately raises her hands, and if I just need to turn on toggle for a second. There we go. Boop.
Boop.
Yeah, no. She was, as she raises her hands, you could tell that she was actually surreptitiously reaching into her something on her chest. The belt was a bit of a ruse. It was intended to be spotted. But yeah, you caught her.
What's going on there?
She says, "I'm just trying to defend myself. All of you came in here to kill me and my
Pretty much
master.
No. Yeah, I started it first.
You started it.
Don't even try to do this for me.
You insulted the
Rory,
abbot.
Hands up! Hands up!
Her hands are up. One has a bit of difficulty. It seems like the scales are a little heavier than her muscles were built for, so that hand is sagging a little bit. The other hand with the fur is all the way up.
Yep. That's it. I'm fine.
I'll say to this to the Mongol folk woman, can you tell me, have you always been like this, or is this how you were born, or were you made this way?
I wasn't born this way. Though the others, some of them were.
Okay, so, and how did you become like this then?
The abbot. He gave it to us. We wanted it.
My apologies. I'm having trouble understanding why you would want this. I don't mean to insult you.
I don't know. That seems pretty racist.
Oh no.
You can hear the eye rolling along the margin.
What? Just explain to me your thought process. It's alien to me.
No! You want to know inside my head? You want to get me? You want to sneak up behind me and know what I'm thinking?
I
You're
don't
a sneak.
understand.
You're a spy.
Oh, God, not again.
And I will remind you, we found out last time that these creatures are resistant to charm effects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that I
Um,
would try it, obvious.
Is there what can I assure you I'm no spy. I've been accused of that before, but it's never been true. What can I do to show you my good intentions?
Well, chopping my master in half didn't help.
I apologize. But he did he was hostile to us first.
You have shiny swords.
I do.
Can I touch one?
You can touch it. You can't have it there.
Can I touch it on its own?
What you mean without me touching it?
It's very pretty. I've never seen anything so pretty. It's as pretty as the master's mace.
I suppose so. Can I can I motion to Ezmerelda to try and stand in the escape routes? Just motion my head over to this area here where the
I know that you slowly back away into the corner, into the hallway, basically.
Make a quick perception check, Ez.
For the surrounding.
This is just to see what you can pick up, because you're paying attention here.
Just-
Wow. Yeah. So you can hear that faint harp music from upstairs. Or not harp music, sorry, violin music. That's faint violin music from upstairs. You hear a bad note, and then you hear what sounds like a baby start crying, and then just disgusting curses. And then the violin music picks back up.
A motion there. There's something upstairs as well.
Okay, we can check on that afterwards. I'll hand one of my one of my falchions to the woman.
Yeah. As you do this, she begins explaining herself. She says, We came here a long time ago. I wasn't around when we did that, but we were locked in, and we were very hungry, and we saw lots of ghosts, and we saw lots of scary things, and we didn't like it, and we wanted to get away from it. And the only way we could do that is if we just stopped being people. If we looked like all sorts of people. Because the ghost can't get us if we are many things. Ghosts can only attack one thing at a time. Everybody knows that. And then as soon as she gets the sword, she's going to attempt to stab you with it.
Expected that.
Of course.
She is not proficient. And you are distracted by the violin music upstairs, so you can't react. This is in that moment. She was keeping one lizard eye on you, and as soon as you looked up to the violin music, she's going to do this. I don't think a 15 hits your AC.
It doesn't.
Yeah. So as soon as your hand leaves the sword, she jabs it forward, and you just deftly slide to the side and catch it.
Catch like the sword.
Yeah, you can catch it if you want to. She's very clearly not proficient in swords.
I'll just like.
Oh, sorry. It slipped out of my hands. It's such a pretty lithe weapon.
I'll say to us, what do you think we should do with this one?
Don't kill me, please.
I think for now,
What?
a rope should suffice, shouldn't it?
No, don't tie me up. I'm not a bad one.
You just need
I'm not a bad one. I don't need to be put in the boxes. Don't put me in the rooms.
We're not gonna put you in the boxes. We're just gonna tie you up and leave you here until we're done, and you can't attempt to stab anyone else.
She looks very scared and like she's about to bolt, but she is currently
Sorry.
pressed into a corner and surrounded.
It's not even a stabbing weapon. Oh, she's just muttering to herself about the
Are you
use
more
of.
concerned about her mishandling your sword than about her trying to stab you?
Well, I would expect if someone tried to stab me, they should know what they're doing. It's quite obviously a slashing weapon.
This just in. Diana is
A sword prude.
Or Nazi.
I do I have rope, or did I use it?
she's a sword
I haven't.
elitist.
Hmm.
Sword elitist. I paid good money for these swords. No, joking. We can just tie her up. We all have like explorers packs of both of them. So, is there like a role we need to do? Do I need to try and grapple her, or is she just like
It's Dungeons and Dragons. You're welcome to do whatever you would like. If you have something to restrain her with, once she's grappled,
Oh, we have
you can restrain her.
manacles. We have manacles.
She, as I said before, she's got her hands back up. One hand is a little lower than the other, and she has very bulky robes. They look like monk robes for somebody about twice her size that have been sort of folded to fit her. There are so many folds and pockets. It would not be surprising at all if she was hiding stuff in there.
I'll just say to her, like, we're going to tie you up, so you can't hurt any of us until we're gone. We're not going to hurt you, but please, could you take off your robes? Because I am quite positive you're hiding something in them.
You want to see me
Fully-
naked? You
No,
want to make
no,
fun of me?
Not fully naked, just. Rory, can you like
Your
pat her
pockets.
down? Can you pat her down to make sure she's not carrying anything?
I can be a bit more persuasive than you if you want.
Yeah, her shifty eyes immediately go to you, and the expression on her face changes. She immediately gets a lot more closed off and quiet when she sees Rory approach.
I'm gonna give her like a nice little smile, showing the pointy teeth, and just slowly draw my rapier again. And well, I think you should give us the code, unless you want me to look all over you for hidden stuff.
No. No. Don't. I'll be good. I can be good. I was good for master. Could you be my new master?
No.
You are very powerful and very pretty. And you know about the Morning Lord. You called the
Think you
master
called
a
me
Morning
ugly
Lord.
like an hour ago.
Well, you're all one thing.
Like lying people.
You're all one thing. You're a devil person. You're not as pretty as many things. I am everything. That one there, that's pretty. They're pretty. She points at Volk. Should be more mixed though.
Just take off the goddamn cloak before I forget myself.
She mutters to herself, "Goddamn purists," as she takes off the outer robes, and you can hear clinks and clatters as it falls to the ground, heavily laden pockets. And she's now just wearing a simple monk's robe, as I said. It's clearly twice her size and has been folded to fit.
Would that still be something where you could hide a shitload of stuff in it? I'm guessing so, right?
Probably.
Well,
I guess if she's got them strapped to like her legs and arms and everything, maybe.
I mean,
I'm gonna guess I know how to properly hide stuff on the person. Can I give her a pat down having that in mind?
Alright, you are welcome to give her a pat down. Make an investigation check.
I have solid disadvantage at the moment. That's a 13.
Okay. As you are patting her down, she is going to touch a bite to you. Is that it?
That hits.
Yeah. So as you're patting around, you find so many things. There's vials and bottles. There's handles of various daggers. There's hilts of swords that clearly don't have blades attached, as well as just like what might be like a femur, a broken femur. And as you're feeling around with all this, you're leaned over just enough. She just snaps like that, and she bites you on the neck, right above your shoulder.
Left one or right one?
Where the scars were from the ghoul.
Yeah, that's the right one.
Slots
It's
right
always
in
the
there.
right
And you take 3 piercing.
Ow.
one. I just...
And she says, "I couldn't help it! I couldn't help it! She was all touching up on me!"
Knock her down, please.
Yeah,
If you
let's
try to
not
bite
that.
someone, you should go for a bit stronger bite. And I will just push her against the wall.
Ah!
Once again, throwing my fangs.
Don't eat me! I'm just a poor, hungry, sad, lonely person.
Oh god. Can we
Right.
just...
Ireena, is it okay for me to kill her or not?
Ireena is looking on with utter pity, and she says, I could try. She looks at her hands, and there's a slight glowing there. She says, They say paladins can remove diseases. Maybe this is a madness we can cure.
It's worth a try.
She looks around at the rest of you. She says, "She is rather pathetic."
She also beat me. Twice.
It's a thing with you, sweetie.
Apparently. First the ghoul, then the vampire, now this thing. Apparently it tastes very good. Do I look that
She
way?
blushes as red as her hair.
Friends, maybe we shouldn't be so aggressive here. I really don't like this sight. It makes me very uncomfortable.
Yeah. What's with the flying person?
I think
Is he-
he's alive, just taking a bit of a nap at the moment. I hope he'll pull through, and I hope at least he'll remember this. So maybe he'll change.
We need to find the source of the corruption here. Look
I
around.
just point
Just,
my rapier to Deva as you say that.
I mean, this is that can be the case, but it's not always physical manifestation like that. Maybe he was changed by this. I do believe that divine beings, celestials, are not as easily turned to anger as this one. That was real quick, really.
You're making my whole becoming a good person thing really hard right now. Every single one of you.
Why be a good person when you could be an awesome person?
This would have been so much
Being a
easier
really good
like a week ago. I would have stabbed her, I would have stabbed that thing, and we would be done here.
Sorry about the
This is
crosstalk.
why being a good person is really hard. So you should try to work on this.
Apparently, it's also very painful. Looking
Oh
at
yeah.
your shoulder.
Don't tell me
It's always the
about
right
it.
side. Every single time, it's always the right side.
Riley, could I get a nature check, please, for Volk?
Riley's dead.
Oh no!
Dead.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, they actually are dead. Oh shit.
Oh no!
Oh,
They
You
get
guys
muted
not
off.
hear me? Hello?
No, there you are. You're back.
hello.
I just said I'm here. I just muted myself.
Oh, I gotcha. I forgot to add the
nature
crosstalk
check.
feature. I was gonna try to implement the crosstalk
That-
feature.
That's a
We'll be
no
okay.
from me.
Ooh. Alright. Yeah. You are very cold. And it seems to come in waves. As if something's breathing.
Oh no.
It's breathing.
Is the music still playing?
Yeah. It's faint. It's up the flight of stairs up in the bell tower above.
Oh, dear friend here. What is up there in the bell tower? Who's playing that music?
What music?
We'll just push her a bit harder against the wall. I will ask you one more time. Who is up in the tower?
Oh, that music. That's my brother. It's the only way he can keep our other brother asleep.
Okay. I think we've caused enough trouble here, everyone. Maybe it's best we
We're not done yet though, we still need to investigate the rest of the abbey.
I don't know what all this corruption you're talking about is. I think it's great here.
Let's try curing her like you said, Ireena, and then we can move on.
Alright. She approaches and she will expend 5 lay on hand points to attempt to remove an effect. Her hands hover over and she concentrates. And then she looks in the Zigfrak in the page and says, "Are you feeling any more cooperative? Any less?"
Bitchy?
Yeah. Zigfrak looks at her and she says, "I have to piss." And Ireena throws her hands up in the air and she says, "I don't know. Those are long shot anyway.
No,
Afflictions of the mind are hard for Radiance to cure."
As you've determined that this thing is a lost cause, could you do the whole thing and just look at my bleeding shoulder?
"Oh, I'm sorry." And she will restore you 3 lay on hand points. How far down are you with HP?
I am very far down.
Yeah.
I'm currently at a 9.
It would have been funny if that knocked you out. So she'll expend all she has left, which I think is 20?
And question: since I can't heal in sunlight, does this room with the glass windows count as sunlight?
Ooh, that is a good
Because I
question.
feel like it would, even if they're frosted over.
That is a good
Maybe
question.
Find a place where you might fit in.
Yeah,
We don't know that it doesn't heal me when I'm in sunlight. yet.
Oh,
that is a good
Thing.
question. Also, she will do the smart paladin thing, and she will only restore you 19, so that she has one left over for sparing the dying.
Emergencies.
So she will attempt to heal you 19. Why don't you roll a percentile dice to see how much in the shadows you are at this point? Thank you for reminding me. You mentioned it earlier. Wow, that is so low. Yeah, so I was gonna have it be 25% chance. If you rolled below a 25, you're gonna be in direct sunlight. Yeah, the radiance goes in and you feel nothing. And it's weird because you've healed before, you've healed since this has happened. Yeah, you just feel that terrible, almost sunburn sensation, and can connect the dots.
I don't think it is working.
Oh,
This might be a problem.
yeah. Along with the rest.
I can live with the other things. I cannot really live with not being able to heal unless I, the thing with the teeth.
When's the last time Rory fed?
Outside this building, I'm pretty sure.
That's right.
One of
I
my.
think so. I still have one exhaustion
my
from
wisdom.
the cold though.
hmm
Yeah, exhaustion from the cold. Yeah.
As soon as you're looking at Ireena having this conversation, you start getting those hunger pains again, and it's only been a couple hours.
I think I'm gonna step out for a moment.
I'll join you. I need something.
I think I need a bit of need to clear my head a bit from something.
Mechanically, this is me telling you that your vampirism has progressed. It will now take 2 points of wisdom to stave off the hunger.
Jeez.
Can I grab a shield?
Yeah, absolutely. As soon as you get outside, of course, you hear the rattling and moaning of the various Mulga folks in these cells behind wooden doors. But yeah, you absolutely can approach one of these scarecrows. It seems eerily lifelike as you approach. Make a perception check.
I will.
Uh-oh.
13.
Yeah. The scarecrow looks exactly like Diana. Like, yeah, when you look up under the hood, you can see Diana's face looking back at you, as though made by straw, but made of straw.
All of them?
Well, you're only looking at one.
Okay, can I check all of them?
Yeah, you can go and check the other ones.
I'll check the other ones.
Investigation. Or perception, whichever you're better at.
I'll go with perception.
Yeah, you don't see any other faces you recognize in these scarecrows. But, of course, when you circle back around to the first scarecrow to make sure you were right, you don't know what you were thinking because it's just a regular old scarecrow face.
Oh.
It's just a burlap sack with straw in it.
This place is... I'll start walking back in. I'll pass by Rory and say, you okay?
No, but nothing to worry about for now.
I mean, it's kind of my duty to Rory. Anything I can do to help?
Not in a way you would be ready to do.
I've seen so many, I'm ready for everything.
Not quite for this, trust me.
I tell you what, why don't you tell me and then I'll decide for myself. And then I'll just decide for myself.
The short version is it is getting worse.
What is?
The long version is I don't feel so good.
Okay, do you need some healing? I saw Ireena tried to help you out, but didn't work, but maybe I could do something.
Yeah, That is part of the problem. I will think about it for a bit. It would be better if I can stay alone for a moment.
Alone? Okay. If you need anything, just give me a shout.
I will. Thank you.
Are you okay, Redmond?
Yeah, I'm fine. I just wanted to grab one of the shields. Rory's having a bad time outside, but she needs some alone time. And if you want to check on her in a little bit, that should be good.
Shall we wait in here then for that to be done?
Yeah, why don't we make sure everything's okay? I like point to, what's her name?
Zigfrick?
Silva?
Oh, Vasilka. Thank you.
I like point to Vasilka.
Yeah, she is just looking around in awe. She was actually staring at the abbot until you walked up to her, and then she just looks at you with a unreadable expression.
Hello?
She doesn't respond.
Oh,
She just continues looking at you.
do I know what this thing is? Have I ever encountered something like this?
Yeah, let's get an investigation check.
Ooh, this is... Yep.
Okay. She's very clearly not all there. In the sense that she just seems, in the way that a baby is sort of just shocked by every new thing, even the same thing multiple times because they have no object permanence. There's a similar thing. So she's very clearly hearing you, and she's very obviously interested in what you have to say, but you don't know how much is being absorbed.
Valid. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I'll just kind of spend some time trying to communicate in some way while everyone else does their thing.
She will, after a minute, she will look down at the abbot, and then she will look back up at you as you're trying to communicate with her, and then she will very slowly raise a hand and move it towards you, and just press it on. You touched the abbot's forehead, right? Or was it his shoulder?
It was like a solar plexus, you know, like the
Yeah.
thingy.
In that case, she will approach you and she will touch you in the same spot that you touched the abbot, and just sort of like gently press, and then look up at you, and her mouth twitches, and then opens up into a smile. And it's at this point, with the smile, you recognize there is an eerie similarity between this person, and Ireena.
Have we met before?
Again, no understanding.
The abbot said that he wanted to give Strahd the bride he needed, didn't he? Is he trying to copy Ireena?
Possibly. That's tragic for everyone involved, it seems.
Ireena shudders.
You okay?
I don't like it. I don't like the idea that a bad man just needs the right woman. Not the woman he wants, but the woman he needs.
Yeah. I mean, you're right, it is completely messed up. And, I mean, I think that's a big reason why we fought the abbot, because that wouldn't be allowed to continue, surely. I'm glad you are revolted by it, because please pay no credence to the obvious insanity that statement is.
I will do as you ask. I will do my best. I think if there is a good person in Strahd, it is so buried, I don't see any chance of getting to him.
Maybe.
He talked with a literal angel for literal centuries, and even he gave up trying to kill him. He just tried to placate him.
I mean, this angel seems obviously just not good enough, to be honest. Obviously, he's so easily corrupted.
Maybe he started off good, but was driven mad by a futile task.
Perhaps, or just didn't know how to set boundaries.
Boundaries are very important.
I'm just gonna make sure that these two are okay. If you all want to make sure everything else is safe.
Vasilka will look curiously at Ireena, and then do a very awkward and shaky and very clearly rehearsed curtsy to her. And Ireena will smile and bow in return, and she says, I don't think this one is corrupted, or whatever is wrong with her. And she turns around back to Zigfrek, and you can see that Zigfrek tried to run away, but Ezmerelda just stuck out her rapier.
Yeah, I'm still like not trying to leave her out of my sight, just always. Plus, Volk is there also.
And Vasilka will approach Ireena, and Ireena will allow her, and she will just gently raise one hand and touch her own face, and then gently raise the other hand and touch Ireena's face, and just look absolutely shocked.
Is something the matter?
She doesn't respond, other than to just turn her head as if she heard a sound and it's new. A few moments later, she seems to forget about Ireena and comes back to Red, and she will again put her hand out and boop Redmond in the chest.
I think she's just copying what she's seen others do.
I think so.
Okay, I think it's time we move on, investigate the rest of the Abbey. I'll go see how Rory's doing.
Let me know. If you need a hand, just give me a shout, okay? I'll make sure
Cool.
everything is safe.
I'll just exit the chapel and I suppose just see Rory that we're going to go investigate the upstairs, the violin we had. Have you finished your time alone, or would you like some more?
She just winces a bit as if she got caught doing something, and just looks over her shoulder and I'm better, a bit, maybe. I'll be there in a minute.
Alright.
Rory, sorry to interrupt, Diana.
What?
Rory, as you look at Diana as she steps out, you feel a warmth. It's not exactly like God patting you on the back, but it was serendipitous, and you feel, you would almost think it's a blush, but there's nothing there about Diana necessarily. It's more like you're flushed with a feeling of company in response to your prayer.
Actually, I should be fine. And I just stand up and walk towards her.
That's good to hear.
little smiling. Thank you for checking up on me, I guess.
There's no need to thank me. I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do. Okay, so are we all ready to head on?
Yeah.
I assume
Yeah,
this is the
I'll-
party, or are you saying this to me?
Yeah, just saying this to the party.
Yeah, I honestly, I just... It feels like there's something to do here. Like, I don't know, I feel uneasy about leaving this as it is.
I think we've done all we can. There's still corruption there that we need to find. And we can obviously hear something upstairs. It seems like the best place to start our search.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Zigfrek says, I can look after the master.
Sure. Just make sure he's okay, alright? That he's not going to come to any harm.
The only harm around here is you. All of you. Especially that one. The grey one. With his silver hair and the pretty swords. You think you're so much better than us.
I no. I don't think I'm better than you. I just think that's I don't know what I think. This place confuses me.
To be honest, she is a lot better at a lot of things than we are.
She snorts.
Definitely better than you think. And the point secret.
Ah.
I know how to use a falchion.
I don't know that word. Sounds like a fancy elf word. Bleh.
I
Oh,
love
no.
this NPC.
But otherwise, she will just head over to the abbot and she will unceremoniously drag him to his chair and begin trying to prop him up in it. But he is like 8 foot tall man and she is 3 feet tall. If you
Is it the a weekend at Barney? What the?
if you
hell?
won't hurt me,
I don't have any intentions of hurting you. Why would I hurt you?
everybody's out to get me.
I'm not. I mean, if we were, hurt you, I can understand.
I got my eyes on you.
Yeah. Well, I'll grab the head. Do you want to grab the legs?
Hey! Redmond is helping Zigfrek get the abbot back in his chair.
4 minutes. I lost internet connection for about 4 minutes.
No worries.
Nothing major happened.
Just getting the abbot back in his chair. You can easily do this, Redmond. You are a strong boy.
See though, he's here.
And yeah.
Yeah, and then Zigfrek at this point seems content to make sure the abbot is all nice and tidy. She straightens his vest, and then straightens it back the other way, and then thinks better of it and like straightens it back the other way again. Pats him on the cheek. All this good stuff.
Alright. Alright, Zigfrek. Do take care. Make sure that one's okay as well, if that's alright. We're just gonna have a bit of a poke around. Do you need anything?
Who are you talking to?
Zigfrek.
She frowns and she says, "Not from you. You've done enough." She
What?
gets a fruit and tries to put it in the abbot's mouth, but he's not responding, so it just sort of mashes on his face.
Don't do that much, Jen. He'll come to you in a bit.
Mm.
And you don't want to put your
Okay.
hands in someone's mouth.
Okay, right.
Automatic fight response.
Should we head off this one?
Yeah.
As soon as you begin walking away from Vasilka, she hurries after you and grabs onto your arm, Redmond.
Can I help?
She looks at you and she looks at the way Ireena and Rory are holding hands, and then she moves her hand down and she tries to grab your hand, but it's at a weird angle. Like, she doesn't quite get that you're supposed to like interlock your fingers. She like bear grabs you, and she is very strong.
Oh shit!
Like-
this.
Sorry.
Okay, right. This is not going to get problematic at all. I will kind of look myself in the eyes and you know, kind of just like take a moment, you know, get some space. If you'd like to tag along, that's totally fine. You just be safe, okay? So
She smiles.
Okay, just stay behind me. You're good to go.
She doesn't let go of your hand.
I'll try and make it slightly less uncomfortable.
That works. You could shift your hand around. She seems to want to be touching you.
Okay, I guess we'll be off.
Yeah.
I'm going to get killed by a flesh golem.
Yeah.
She is charmed.
She's a pretty one.
Redmond is a very charming person.
Oh shit!
Did she get fucking what's the word? And
Imprinted.
yeah, in prison.
Watching this happen, it brings to mind little ducklings choosing whatever they can find as their mother.
Oh. Redmond gets a daughter.
Oh, gee,
Adorable.
better
The
than
dad character
being-
finally is a dad.
Yes.
This makes me happy. This warms my heart. On a cold winter night, I shall think of this moment.
It's right now. It's cold
Okay.
winter night outside. Yeah.
So we were headed upstairs then. Sorry.
Yeah, we're gonna climb the stairs.
We can do that.
Yeah. as you
Let me just
do,
make sure all the tokens
I'll
are away.
just say that I will be keeping an eye on the abbot. I'm still not quite sure we need to leave the body here.
Yeah. No, it's. I mean, he's alive. Sure.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
shout,
yeah.
Just shout if anything bad happens.
Mhm.
Dan, do you mind if I leave the body?
Oh, a store.
Aaron?
Sorry, say that again.
Diana can't hear you over the engine because she's a mechanic.
God. Diana, do you mind if I lead the way?
No, of course.
I'll kind
So
of
red
take
up, so yeah.
points.
It's over here actually. Yes.
Everything is black.
Oh no. This isn't that big of a map. Oh Jesus, this one's massive too. Why would you do this
Yeah.
game?
This isn't such big of a map.
Because
but
you-
it just
It's so unnecessary.
They just use a lot of pixels. Yada yada yada.
This character is only a medium. Sorry about this, guys.
That's okay.
Advanced, set dimensions, half. Half 23 is 11.5. And then half 34 is 17.
that looks better.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God.
I forgot to
doesn't align.
optimize. I'm so sorry.
It doesn't align.
Oh, rip. Okay.
What's that?
Boop, boop, boop,
What is this?
boop, 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 boop. That is another area in
No, there's
this
a token here.
region. There is?
It's a weird big guy with the baby on his back.
Oh, yeah. That's the person in this room.
By the way, just saying, for the purposes of this, you should rotate, like, in your mind the map 90 degrees
Yeah.
because it's like weird.
Yeah, sorry.
No, it's not for you. It's just for the map makers who, for some reason, decided that two overlain maps are needed to be like rotated 90 degrees
Yep,
from each other.
opposite directions.
You have a random town map, and you're like, wait, why is the water there? Then you see that north is like where south should be.
Yep, and then you look north, it's to the left. Like what?
They do it a lot in the official things. I do not know why. It's all over Tomb of Annihilation as well. It's like, oh yeah, we are going north. So to the right.
Yes.
It's so
Ridiculous.
confusing. It makes me slightly angry every time. And you can't rotate it because then all of the names are wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Awful.
Okay, so you get to the top of the stairs, and you see what amounts to a study and workshop.
Hello.
Hello. Sorry, that's not his voice. We are in area. Just want to make sure I don't miss anything, because this is like clues and stuff. Give you equipment to roleplay. The wooden stairs climb 20 feet to a loft with a pitched roof and a door at the center of the south wall, in the middle of which is the rope for the bells up above. Unlit lanterns hang from the rafters, and a rope hangs from a bronze bell lodged in the belfry, 30 feet overhead. The room is filled with the sound of beautiful music, a melody so enchanting it adds a bit of much-needed warmth to the otherwise freezing room. A black shroud covers a humanoid shape lying on a wooden table. The music does nothing to stir it. A cot heaped with furs rests in the northeast corner, surrounded by empty wine bottles. An oil lamp burns atop a table nearby, silhouetting a squat creature with two heads. It sits on the edge of a cot with a viol between its legs. With a crustacean claw-like appendage, it grabs the neck of the instrument while running a bow gently across the strings with its human head. Hand, not head.
Hello. Hello.
This person looks up at you, and you see one head is a human's face with goat horns. The other one is what looks like a baby's head, but sort of tumorous, and the baby's head is snoring. And it looks up, sees you, and the goat head just aggressively says, "Shh,"
Okay.
and points at the head. And he continues furiously playing the viol.
You are looking for some corruption. You wouldn't happen to know where that would be. Anything strange going on recently?
No corruption up here. I don't know what you're talking about. I need to keep my brother asleep. If I stop playing even for an instant, he'll wake up and start crying, and then we'll all be in trouble.
What happens when he starts crying?
Have you ever heard the baby cry? It is the worst sound in the world.
That doesn't sound too bad. It's just a baby.
You don't have to live with him in your head.
That's very
All day, every day.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
Yeah.
I'll drop a picture of him.
Please don't.
There you go.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, he has a crab.
Yeah.
Like,
As you're watching, I'm actually gonna have him make a performance check real quick, because he's now having to contend with a bunch of people being in the room with him. Yeah, no. He slips. His claw hand slips on the viol, and a bad note plays out. And then the baby head begins stirring, and then begins wailing. And he says, "Oh no! Now we've done it. Now he's gone and woken up. We're all, damn it! He goes to throw his viol, thinks better of it, and just sort of holds it for a minute angrily, while this baby head is just flopping back and forth as if it doesn't have a bone in its neck, just screeching and wailing.
Can I cast a spell?
You can certainly cast a spell.
Damn, I hate children.
yeah.
Hey! Sweetest saving throw, eh? What is the stat here?
Charisma saving.
Charisma saving throw. Well, not great at that.
It is great at that.
Has a 15. Of course. Is that your spell save DC? What's your charisma modifier?
It's one.
It's +1. Yes.
Oh, you only have a 12 charisma?
I only have a 12 charisma. Yeah.
I poke red and then like. Red.
It continues crying.
The thing with the loot that you did before, I think that would be in order.
I'll try. And I kind of grab the loot.
Hmm.
Just,
You feel your father press into your mind, and he says, "Just kill it. It's clearly a cancerous growth. We don't need to save we don't need to save everyone. This is why they cut conjoined twins off when they're born. Unbelievable."
Yes, but father, it is still alive, and it is still there. We must save it while it chooses to live. And it's a child; it doesn't have a choice.
He does not agree with this decision, so I'm going to need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
One day you're.
Actually, let's make it a wisdom contest.
So do I just do wisdom?
Yeah, so you're going to use wisdom. If you're proficient in
I'm proficient in saving throws for wisdom.
saving throws for wisdom, yeah, you just do a proficient saving throw then. And I will pull up his stat block.
Shit.
14 is not bad. Alright, you get your aura, so actually 15.
Boop, boop, boop.
Oh yeah.
Boop.
You got the
I-
aura.
I think the good thing to do here is just to like.
So you are able to play the violin without taking any psychic damage. Or the lute without taking any psychic damage.
What's a good thing to do?
Just cut the baby tumor off. Like it's clearly causing him harm. Like
It is. It is.
we killed Izak. It's like if the baby's not growing, it's never gonna.
I mean,
It-
we didn't kill Isaac. We didn't kill Isaac. You know what I mean?
There's not much of a difference.
Okay. What happens? What happens?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yep. I'm listening, Matt. If you were talking, I cannot hear you.
Oh, really? At all?
Oh, there, you're back.
Oh, I've been talking this whole time. I was saying that. Yes. What happens with the lute playing?
That's a very good question. You're able to play without taking psychic damage, but I will need a performance check. Yes. And, yeah.
Damn.
Do you want to use your session's inspiration? Your session
I
advantage?
I won't.
You gonna save it?
Yes.
Alright. Not quite good enough, sadly.
Yes, that's fair. Anyone would like to help in any way whatsoever? I don't know how to really handle this thing without help.
You hear from the down below. Why are you making a child cry? What's going on there?
It's a bit complicated.
Ezmerelda, Zigfrak seems to completely ignore you at this point. She is just focusing on the abbot.
What are you doing with the abbot?
She is doing all of the carry things. She's wiped off the fruit from his mouth. She's pulled the tablecloth out from all of the plates and stuff, smashing them all over the floor. And she's wrapped him in it to keep him warm. And she's pulled out his wings and made sure they're nice and arranged properly. And she's just sort of sitting there. And she actually pulls out a little wooden toy, you would guess. It begins flipping through it. It's kind of annoying, actually. It's like one of those fidget devices.
Okay, yeah.
And she's just clicking through it, just completely ignoring you.
I just like shout to her. I should probably brush his wings or whatever. they need tending, from the look of it. And the clear disgust on my face. That's it.
Do I get the impression that with a combination of magical healing, like healer's kit, and Diana's knowledge of like human anatomy, with having humans as a favored enemy, we would be able to remove this baby thing?
That is a very good question. Why don't we get a nature or medicine check, your choice?
Okay. 15.
Yeah. So it's you know that there are many defects amongst humans. They're not a particularly well-designed species. They came from monkeys, after all. Not like elves, descended from the flesh of Kolyana himself. Yeah, it wouldn't be too difficult to cut it off. You would just have to heal it afterwards, and then whatever psychological damage that would do, you have no idea. As you're thinking about this, your eyes wander across the room, and you actually notice, as you're thinking about cutting him off, conveniently, there's some surgical instruments in here, laying on a silver tray next to the body draped in cloth, and it's exactly what you would need for doing any sort of invasive surgery on body parts. There's even some hemp thread and one of the curved needles you use for sutures.
Fuck. This is... Are we gonna have like a, discussion?
I think the good thing here to do is to remove the baby, the tumor thing. I'm not sure whether it would be able to live without this being attached to this man, but
The man sighs and says, anything to get him to stop crying. He begins desperately trying to play the viola again. Redmond, could I get an insight check?
Yes, please.
the good thing is to try.
What are these
Redmond.
rolls this session?
69.
The
Roll those dice.
Vasilka is pulling on your hand, but you can't tell what she wants. She just looks distressed in some way.
Suppose I'll just look at her. Is it this place?
She's staring directly at the draped body.
Oh.
With an unreadable expression.
Okay. I don't know what she wants at all, so I'll just kind of motion my hands to lead the way, I suppose.
She will drag you right back downstairs out of here.
Okay, that's fine. This is fine. I'll go downstairs.
Volk, could I get a nature check? As they're headed back down. Yeah, now you get a sense, as you're headed back down, you've seen this very disturbing thing. This presence that's pushing into you, it's a magical creature. You know of creatures that have sort of auras about them that infect environments. You've encountered these sorts of things in the Feywild, just on the fringes of your memory. So there's something very powerful and very old here. Obviously not the abbot, since the abbot is knocked out. Also, you're pretty sure angels don't make cold.
Cool. They know that other people are dealing with other stuff right now, so they're not gonna interrupt that. But who's downstairs right now? It's Ezmerelda.
Yeah, Ez is still watching Zigfrek. With an 18, you can also tell that this is coming from below you. This wave of breathing.
There's something downstairs.
You think it's worth checking?
It's extremely oppressive. I don't know how to describe it. It's in my brain.
Hey,
Not in my
Monster
brain.
girl.
That's not what I mean.
And-
It's like there's something with a very strong magical nature.
no. I can relate to that. Now I shout to the monster girl, Siegfried. What's down below?
She looks up and she says, "What?"
What's down below?
What do you mean?
Down.
Down.
And I point toward the stairs that lead downstairs to the dungeon basement.
She says, "I don't know what you're talking about. There's a cellar. It's got wine."
Ooh, we gotta go there.
Just shaking my head of hair and just should we check on it?
I think it'd be a good idea to look.
Stay here. I'll do a quick peek downstairs. So
Okay.
yep, and I'll do a quick peek downstairs.
Yeah. So we're back on this map. You head down, and you see stone steps descending about 20 feet down. There's a cellar containing about 10 barrels of wine, and there's an L-shaped wooden rack packed full of wine bottles.
My kind of room.
They are all fairly dusty, but unlike the other troves of wine that you guys have encountered in Barovia so far, this one is full. So all of those offerings of wine that the abbot has gotten over the years didn't seem to have drunk many of them.
I understand. There's a lot of wine here.
Bring some up.
Time to get tasty.
Rory comes rushing from downstairs.
He hasn't drunk that
I
much
go
wine.
along the L-shaped rack and just slowly brush my fingers over some of the bottles.
Yeah,
And I'm dusting.
they are. Let's get an investigation check as you are going along, since you are paying attention to
Yeah.
these bottles. Also, I'll cut back to Tiana, Ireena, and Rory in a minute. Ooh, that is pretty dang good. Yeah, so as you are going along, you catch sight of one, a very, very old bottle. It seems to be the oldest in here. And as you pull it out, you can turn it over, and it's actually, it says Champagne de l'Estampe on the side. It is full of wine, and it is up to your fellows. Would anybody have told Ezmerelda about Champagne de l'Estampe? That is correct.
Isn't that the stuff that's basically like a hero's feast in a
Feast
bottle?
in the bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
It carries, I think I said it was 4 enough wine
I
if 4
feel
people
like-
drink it, or was it
I
6?
feel like we would have.
Hero's feast for 6 people is what I have in.
Yeah. So it's a very valuable bottle of wine that they can't make anymore for whatever reason.
Yeah, I'm
I
just
feel like we would have mentioned it.
no, you haven't. And I put the bottle back.
Smash on the ground.
Here's
Um,
me!
As you pull the bottle out,
Mm-hmm.
you did as you're putting the bottle back in, you do spot something, since it was a 20. At the very back of the rack, there's a little diagram.
And what's that?
It is a picture of the room, and there's a little X marked in this corner over here. And then there's a picture of what looks like a saint touching a person on the ground. And then in the next picture, the person on the ground is standing up, and there are rays of radiance coming from their head, and the saint is praying.
I'm confused by this. Such of a ritual? Interesting. And is it everything all right upstairs?
We can cut back to
Right.
upstairs. So Cloven has finally, Cloven. You don't know his name, but he's finally got the viol up and going again, and the baby instantly falls asleep. So we can continue having the discussion on post-birth abortion.
Yep.
Also, sorry to say this. If this is a thing that is causing you IRL discomfort to the point where it's not fun to play, feel free to use the cards. That's what they're there for. No questions asked.
I'm just going to take like a point of order. They're all clearly insane, so let's not take their words and what they want for like granted, right? Just saying.
If we cut off that baby head, he's gonna
I'm
murder us.
dead.
I did. Sorry.
I don't think I can watch this happen much longer. Could you tell me your name? Just speaking to Cloven.
Oh, yes. He says... Sorry. Could you repost it, Mia? I missed it.
And it's to you.
He looks at you and he says, I'm Cloven. Cloven Bellevue.
Okay, Cloven, I don't think I can watch this happen or know that it's happening, know that you're suffering so much, so I might be able to remove your brother from you.
If you could do that, that would be great.
It would be very painful, I imagine.
I don't care. That's what these are for. And you see he pulls his cape to the side, and you see the crate he's sitting on is actually full of empty wine bottles.
Oh, like painkiller, is he saying?
Yeah. And now that you've been watching him fumble around with the veal, you could tell he's very drunk.
It reminds me of my brother.
Okay. Why don't you drink some of that, and I will do what I can. As far as I know, I don't think any of us are particularly good with medicine, are we? None of us. Like,
I believe Ireena has a medicine proficiency,
oh, she has proficiency.
if you want to bring her in on this. Also, for you, Mia, for Ireena, she would have nodded. I thought I responded to this, but she would nodded and just embraced you and said, I know. We'll figure a way. I'm here if you need anything more. So, yes, beheading.
Okay.
You don't want me to cut off his head, do you? She looks a little uncomfortable.
I want to separate him from the baby.
She sighs. She says, "It's a tumor. It's just a tumor. It's just a tumor. It's not a person. It's just a tumor." Thank you.
If a baby doesn't have any capacity for evil, it doesn't have capacity for good either. Just
You make
think of
excellent
it that way.
points.
It's a neutral observer in this. Or it's a neutral object.
Okay.
Can we skip forward, please? This is making me
Yes. So we will fast
Do I
forward.
have to roll or something?
No. Step by step. You go over to get the surgery equipment. You find underneath the blanket, it is exposed. There is a body under there that looks like an Ireena, but a little incomplete. There are parts missing, and the sutures haven't fully been set. So this is an attempt at assembling an Ireena that went wrong.
Interesting.
And then Cloven gets sufficiently drunk, remove the baby, and Cloven just he sighs. Finally, is able to put his veil down, and then he starts shaking and muttering to himself about how he could still hear him crying.
Oh no. Is it any better than before?
He tries to play the viol, and he says, "I can't make him sleep now."
Jesus.
Oh.
This is uncomfortable. Can we go? Can we end this here?
Yeah, that,
Cut forward. Very tragic circumstances. There's another door up here that leads to a balcony outside, which you're welcome to go through. Cloven won't be of any trouble to anybody anymore.
Yeah.
The-
Rory
step
would have
outside.
all of that happened and went downstairs, I think.
Yeah, the Volk went downstairs.
Yeah.
Beyond,
Rory-
sorry.
Rory as well. Oh.
Beyond the door, you see there is a balcony surrounding the area downstairs where the people were put in the punishment boxes, as well as the well down there. There are more scarecrow sentries up here. They are faced outward, looking out over the courtyard and the ascent up. And you see there is another set of rooms across the way, if you would like to explore.
Diana's gonna sit on the edge of the balcony, just holding her hands, like, what have we done?
What have you done?
With that, we can cut back to the rest of the party. Have you all gathered in the cellar at this point?
I
That is,
think it's where the plot is, so I would have.
Okay.
Rory would also look over the wine bottles to see if she has to catch something to catch his attention.
Yeah, let's get an investigation check.
Disadvantage, but if it comes to wine, it is.
You know what? I'll give you
Rory,
advantage.
please fail.
Rory self-medicates.
Please fail. I would.
Yeah.
Hey, there you go.
Die!
Yeah, so you find the Champagne de l'Estampe. It's got fingerprints on it. It's clearly been moved. You pluck it out, and you instantly see the diagram on the other side. Let's get... you've been brushing
Yeah,
up on arcane stuff and divine stuff. Religion or arcana.
For whom?
Gonna go with the religion because it makes more sense. But it is with disadvantage, so it is a 10.
Sure as the diagram. Seems to imply that there's a hidden door somewhere on that side of the room, and you got to do something to open it.
And you see like Ezmerelda just stomping around a little bit and trying to knock on the walls and on the floor just to hear maybe there is some part.
Yeah.
Hearing compartment there.
You find a section of brick that isn't sort of staggered like the other bricks. It's very clearly a section of brick that stands on its own, but there seems to be no way to move it.
Do any of you have any claws or something to just try to enter? I don't have my fingernails. Just try to take away the brick by any means possible. Maybe look for
I'm a
leather
human again.
or something.
Sorry.
Alright. Rory?
Any applicable skills can be used.
Yeah, as you pull for her,
I
she
have some
already.
daggers.
So what?
Sorry about crosstalk.
That's a lot. That was a lot of crosstalk.
So who first?
I'm gonna say we go with Riley first.
Riley first.
I have some daggers. I guess.
Mia.
Yeah, as you call for Rory, she already has like pocketed the fancy bottle and is already opened like another bottle and is just in the middle of drinking. It's like as if you caught a teenager behind the supermarket drinking a bottle of beer. Like, what?
It does help the migraine a little bit.
with I need something long and pointy, probably.
Long and pointy.
Yeah, I've seen
Ireena
people
snickers.
stuff with nails and.
I can give you a dagger.
Oh
I can
no!
give you
Please, please don't do it like that.
She says,
Ah,
yeah, Rory, why don't you give her something long and pointy?
Ireena. I'm just like sitting stump over the wall, like my hands, my face, just like, please, there is a break. Can you remove it?
Should I use my dagger? Worked last night.
If it hits, I'm just like, two hands in the air and just like storming off.
You are all around.
Taking out
Horny.
my non-silver bracer and
So anybody that would like to attempt to open the door, you can make an investigation check, or you can make a strength athletics check to try to break it open. You can do any sort of skill check you would like to do, or ability that you have available to you. The sky is the limit.
Before going down to the cellar to help, is there anything that's happening on like the level with the abbot and such?
No. Siegfried has fallen asleep at this point. She's leaning on the abbot's arm and is drooling. A big old puddle on him.
Absolutely.
Aw.
If someone would like to, help smash it open, then I'll help, or I'll do so and someone can help.
I'm gonna search for a good spot to stick my pointy long thing in. An
Hey.
18.
So with an 18, you don't find any seams. This would probably be the work of some sort of magical sealing, you would guess, because there are no seams. You can see where the bricks line up where it would open, but you can't even get like the tip of your dagger in there. But with an 18, you do see there's a slight bit of oil on the bricks where dust has sort of stuck to it from being repeatedly touched in the same spot. It's about at chest height, and it looks like a hand being pressed has been touched at the wall at that spot many times.
How did the symbols look again?
You saw that the saint reached down to a person on the ground with a flat hand, laid it on the person's chest, and then the person stood up and was radiating light, and the saint was praying.
Good shit.
I'm gonna try to touch the stone at the point where apparently someone has touched it before, and then afterwards go into this praying motion that the symbol had.
Go for it. Make a performance check.
I'm still cold, so 4.
Sadly, no.
I'm not nervous.
Yeah. You do know that the drawing had radiance coming out of the person who stood back up. So maybe you need somebody with paladin powers.
Ireena, can you try this? Oh, yeah. Who are the ones to be perfectly honest?
No, I was just going to say, Rory, you're okay. No, you're stumbling a little bit. Everything okay?
No, I'm not. But he's gonna be fine.
Ireena says,
Okay. No, I'm so sorry. But I understand you want to do the tough thing, but whether you like it or not, you being in a poor state right now affects all of us. I want you to be okay, not just as someone in this with you, but as a friend. So I would very much hope that you'll be able to tell what's going on so it can be fixed immediately.
Oh, which spot do you want? The fact that I'm so cold that I can't feel my fingers? The fact that I feel like I'm almost passing out from blood loss? Or the fact that even though I fed an hour ago, I feel like I have to devour something?
All of these things. Okay, I'll get you this coat. I'm sure there's a coat upstairs. I'll grab one for you. What else was it?
I will let Ireena.
okay. So Ireena will pipe up and she'll say, and perhaps she could use a little less guilting over very difficult decisions she made about somebody she cared a lot about and didn't quite know how to handle. I mean, it's not like any of us have done well handling family issues, right? Redmond.
What do you mean? I mean, I understand I didn't treat the way I interacted with my father well because, of course, it impacted all of you, and I apologize for that. But I don't understand understand
I'm not.
what you mean.
I'm not judging you. That's like I said. We all fucked it up. I killed my dad. I don't know if I've. I think I haven't told any of you that. I killed my father because he was an abusive piece of shit, and he would drunkenly beat up my brother, who took all of the hits for me, and it was good. It felt good.
You didn't see it before, but thank you for sharing.
But Redmond, just like I'm not going to judge you for letting the soul of your very clearly insane, egotistical father control you, I would hope that you would give lenience to Rory, because she didn't know how to handle Ezek, and she did the best that she could, and she did the mercy killing, and she doesn't deserve to have her face dragged through that.
Did you think what I was saying before was? I didn't.
It was very clear what you seemed to unconsciously suggest that, yeah.
No, what I meant is that I mean I don't. It is not my place to say what is right and what isn't, and to ever guilt you over such a terrible decision that you made. But it is the point that I felt awful about is I was there, and
Redmond,
there was no.
please, can we stop talking about him?
I won't mention anything.
And or I will go over to Ireena and just bury her face in the shoulder. Do a little
Yeah.
sigh.
She
Do a
says,
tiny cry, but no one notices besides
I-
Ireena.
I like you a lot, Redmond, but you can be really thoughtless sometimes.
Then if I am, then please let me know at the time, and I'll do my best.
For sure. We need some grace along with our hope and along with our vengeance. We need a little bit of grace.
Feels weird not being the cunt in the situation. Not gonna lie.
I'm not awful. I'm not being awful.
Usually I'm the cunt. This time I'm not. That's what I mean.
It's okay.
I
Ireena
like
is a
the
good
way
partner.
like the last year that I
That
still
has been
have, and
established.
Anyway,
No, but still, with that aside, what's going on? So you're cold. I can get a coat from upstairs. What else was it you said?
almost dying from blood loss, but I can't be healed because of my whatever I am now. Apparently.
Maybe it was something. Maybe if Ireena and I work together, we could help, and if you'd like, I can try and address that.
No, it is not that. I can feel that it would work, but I can feel my body just burn up at the same time from the cursed sun. Did I say that? I shouldn't have said that.
You just said that.
I can't pray to the Lord of the Sun and then just say that. It feels wrong.
Are you burning now? We're in the
It-
dark.
It is like no, right now it's fine because we're in the cellar.
Then maybe you could be healed here? I mean, you've been healed before.
Let me think. The one time it was the night, the other time in the tent. Yeah, I think it might. I think this just somehow happened to be the first time I was in sunlight during this time. So, maybe.
I don't have much left. Redmond, would you like to?
Volk will cast Cure Wounds at first level.
That works too.
Does it work?
Yes, you are healed 6. Redmond is also welcome to do land hands.
Yeah, that seems to work. Thank you, my dear. You should turn into a deer because that would be funnier.
He.
I'll add 23 HP.
Okay.
Right now I only need 21 to be full because I'm still down a bit of HP from once again having my hit point maximum reduced.
Okay, I'll give you 21 then.
Ooh.
Yeah. Redmond, as soon as you reach out your hand to lay on hands, Vasilka smiles and does a little as if she's seeing something very lovely and beautiful. At the same time, that wall in the corner begins glowing brightly, and there is like a pulsing, and then the wall disappears.
Okay, this is fine.
Good job. You meant to do that, obviously.
Well, my first intention was to help you. I guess the wall was secondary.
Religion checks across the board. If anybody would like to, any more lore on this.
I'd like to be religion. I'm very bad at religion.
Mhm.
Ooh, a 15.
I got a natural one.
Yeah. Oh wow.
That's my second one of the
Yeah.
game.
So Rory read, maybe not as. You did see the angel heal himself with touch. So it would. This is a thing. Divine healing is what opened this door, and the angel could do it on his own whenever he wanted. So this is how he opened the door.
Lovely.
But yes, there is now a door over here, and we are entering the homebrew section of the game. So forgive any hiccups.
Um,
There's a passageway leading downward at many steps.
I mean, Rory, do you want me to get that coat and the bloodless sort of what was the last one?
Hmm?
I said, I can get that coat, the blood loss has been fixed, and what was the last issue?
The vampiric hunger thing.
I don't think this has been explained to me.
I said it like a minute ago.
Not to me.
Yes, you asked me what was wrong. I think my
Weird
the
energy.
words that I used were somewhere along the lines of needing to consume.
Consume, what do you mean?
Well,
Key?
not quite sure. Life force essence.
Sorry, I stated that wrong. I was going to say Riley needs to talk, but I forgot the second part, and it looked like I was telling you were doing crosstalk. Sorry.
I mean, Volk was only saying single words, so.
Okay. Sorry. I don't want anybody to feel left out or talked over.
That's all.
That's fine.
Okay, and that can be satisfied how?
Well, by me taking it. Not quite forcefully, at least. But it is not very
Does-
pleasant. I wouldn't
It
recommend.
does. It gives you the killerest head of headaches. Just
I
the
have-
worst.
I have three things in my head. I'd like to know anything with a bit of a headache. Maybe I could help if... I mean, I have a bit of assistance. And those who are strong should often shoulder the heaviest burden.
About that, I feel like it would be even worse now than it used to be. I just got this inkling that it would be like that. And considering your... How would you describe it? Your mind is a home to many. And I feel like if I would take it from you, there's the chance that one of the others takes over, and I don't think that is a good idea.
I somehow doubt that. My will is strong as my bones. And I haven't broken a bone in my life. So,
Her draining process seems to weaken the will.
I'd like to see
Hello.
you
Why am I
try.
using the deep voice? I'm a girl right now.
I'd like to see you try.
Are you sure you want to try this?
I would not offer if I wasn't sure.
I look over at
let
Ireena
Matt
and
speak.
at
Sorry.
Volk to see how they feel about me taking it from someone else.
Matt, you were going to say something?
I said, you know, I lost my thought. Sorry, it got...
Sorry.
So,
Ireena looks between the three of you, and she nods and she says, I'm worried what would happen to him, but He should be okay. He's a very resilient person.
Volunteering for it.
He seems like the person who would take it the wrong way if I would. And I feel like it would help him understand what it is like. Maybe.
I agree. That is lovely.
So, Red, if you're really sure, I'm gonna ask you this once. Are you ready?
No, I'm red.
God fucking damn it. This is not the time for jokes. But you will
Vasilka
stop-
laughs.
You will stop with the jokes in a second, so it's gonna be alright.
Go ahead. Yes.
Can you open your visor? It works better if I can see your eyes.
Of course. And I will open my visor.
So, before I start, the feeling you will get in a bit is the feeling I am under almost all the time, and it usually gets better after some time for you. I think a couple hours. So, enjoy. You wanted this, so no take backs. And I will do the thing. Drain some.
Yeah. So Rory looks directly into your eyes, Redmond, and for a moment, you seem to be in complete sync. Like, there is absolute trust between the two of you, absolute care, and mutual understanding. Like, you feel as though your body is theirs and theirs is yours.
Oh no.
It's like a DMT experience.
Yeah.
And then her eyes flash purple. And then, or flash red, sorry. They flash red. And then you get
Like yellow.
you get a searing, splitting migraine, and your wisdom score is reduced by 2 for the next 24 hours.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that now.
Also, Riley,
Yes.
Volk's remaining migraine from the feeding earlier, gone. You get that wisdom point
Oh.
back. It doesn't carry over. One at a time.
So Volk kind of rubs her head. Oh, wow! That I forgot how it felt to not have that. Whew.
Oh, and Rory feels right as rain. The exhaustion is gone.
Oh, the exhaustion was not from that.
Yeah, I know.
Oh.
The feeding restores your conditions.
Damn.
Oh, this feels so much better.
Oh, that is a bit of pain in the head. So you feel like this all the time?
Oh, yeah. Quite lovely, isn't it?
Wow, well done for persisting.
Imagine that for the last week.
Yeah, I can't.
For the rest of my life was like that.
Well,
It got worse after a week, so I'm guessing it will be even worse in another week.
do you feel better now?
Oh, right now I feel great.
Wonderful. Okay, right. Let's. Where's Diana at?
That is a very good question. We can cut back to Diana.
Nice to not be in pain for a minute.
Sorry to leave you up there for so long, Astora.
No,
How's Diana doing? What's going on?
Shall we proceed with
We're on Diana's scene right now,
the
Riley.
dungeon?
Diana is just contemplating. I don't know what she's just done. Like, she just wanted to. She tried to do something nice, and she's made it worse. And if she's got this alone time, she's going to try and like pray to illustrate, see if she can get any guidance or anything. Like, she's just gonna say, I don't know if what we're doing here with the abbot is the right thing. I don't know whether he was corrupted, whether we went too far. I don't know whether is what I've just done good? I need some guidance.
Yeah. You.
And
Sorry.
yeah, I was just saying if just to get any response, anything.
You can pray. One thing that you've noticed, being a ranger,
Yeah.
the spiritual connection to your deity isn't quite as strong as a paladin or a cleric. She's not right there with you all the time, but you can generally feel confidence, and serendipity is always a way that gods manifest themselves. And as your mind is wandering through this, you can sort of enter a bit of a reverie. And actually, why doesn't everybody have a short rest? Figuring out the cellar seems like a short rest sort of thing. So,
Okay.
Diana can go through a short rest now as she enters this reverie. And you begin cycling back through some old memories that have been triggered by this. Not necessarily repressed, but you've been around for a while. And when you're a child elf, things don't always land. So looking back on them now, reliving them in this dream-like state, trance state that you get into as an elf when you rest, you can recall a bit more about your father. You remember that he was accused of heresy, that he was thrown to the spiders, and was killed and eaten by driders, presumably. You could or couldn't bring yourself to watch, that's up to you. But the thing that you remember, your father had a group of other friends, outcasts, men mostly. They would meet together in secret. And you can remember some of the conversations that they had, that you overheard. They talked about how when you're stuck in the darkness for a long time, it's really easy to stay in the darkness and to think that, cutting corners and doing all those, any action you take that isn't an immediate solving of your problem isn't worth it. But that's not true. What you need to do is you reach out to your community and you talk with one another and you take the little steps, the little things to build yourself up again. You do all you can and you don't have to worry about fixing everything at once. And this support group, you guess you would call it now, as far as you know, they all ended up being found out and rooted out by the Inquisitors. But it stretched pretty far, and it seemed to bring them a lot of comfort. And you know that a lot of male Drow have major issues with suicidality, self-harm, substance abuse, all of these sorts of things, because they're made to be men's servants. They're married off like property and put through all of the classic 50s housewife stuff while also, living in a lawful evil society.
It's like being okay, that's a very tasteless reference, never mind.
But all of these memories come flooding back in your reverie. And I don't know if that helps Diana with what she's thinking about, but these are the memories that come back during her prayer and meditation.
That helps. That helps a bit. I think. Yeah, I think she's. I think she's gonna. How? It's not a big. How big of a drop is it towards the courtyard?
It is about 20 feet.
Okay. She'd rather not go back through. Go
Fair
back
enough.
To the room with that
The
guy
surgery
in,
room.
So,
Yeah. Fair enough.
It's gonna try and climb down to the courtyard.
Yeah. Acrobatics check, just to see how cool you do.
8.
It's serviceable. It's serviceable. You slip a little bit, and you look over your shoulder to see if anybody caught you. Just scarecrows.
Okay, she's gonna try and reach out to the rest of the group.
Yeah, you can head through the room. Zigfrek has woken up, and she's humming softly to herself and playing with the plates and stuff, and doesn't look up or pay attention to you at all as you pass by.
Okay, she can. She'll just ask Zigfrek, did you see where the others went?
What others?
Being obtuse as usual. The one in the armor, the red one.
Oh! With the bride. They went downstairs.
Thank you. She'll head downstairs to meet everyone else. Just bunching it and just it didn't go too well up there.
Is this when you're downstairs?
Yeah. It's when I meet up with everyone.
What happened during the talk then?
I did the best I could, and he's fine physically, but he was keeping the baby asleep to stop it screaming in his head, and he says now he can't stop the screaming.
What did you... Oh. I'll stand up and I'll walk, a bit stumbling, over to Ireena and I'll offer like a hand on the shoulder and says, you want to talk about it?
Can we talk later? I just... yeah. Let's talk about it tonight.
Alright.
And I'll, as everyone's taking a short rest, I'll pick up the lute and start to play. And I'll say to my father, has the thought ever occurred to you to play music for the sake of healing? Sometimes just the right notes. It's fun.
I mean, I did a little bit of healing back in the day, if you know what I mean. But no, I'm no healer, I'm no priest.
You don't need to be a priest or a holy man to do good healing.
No, but you need to be a selfless man.
Yes, but no one's really a selfless man. All of them. We just get by, do our best. That's a secret.
Eh,
And I'll just play.
yeah.
That's it.
Since you're not trying to do anything, there won't be a contest of wisdom. You can produce pleasing music. Actually, let's get a performance check to see how pleasing.
Shit.
Give me that net one. Ooh.
I think you got a crit on the lute playing last time to make Otto happy. Yeah, it is wonderful. Sounds like the music of an angel. You can feel there is a joy from your dad's soul. There's a lot of ugly in there, but there's a genuine joy and love that comes out here. You don't know where it's from. You haven't seen it, but the man knows how to do a good show. A real Michael Jackson, if you will.
Real Michael Jackson. Wunderbar.
Anything else? Also, there's no rush to get to the homebrew content. I can adjust it to however everybody's feeling. We seem to be pretty tired today overall.
Oh, sorry. I thought, to play red more somberly today.
It's totally cool. Like I said, I can adjust to whatever the mood of the
Yeah,
game
I
is.
We just killed an angel.
Yep.
Let's go downstairs. Okay.
Yeah, we can continue to explore.
Right, I'll lead the way. Keep safe, and we'll be onward.
Okay.
Oh, okay. The cellar's over here. I was
Yeah,
also
sorry.
thinking-
And the hidden door is over here. When you get to the yawning portal of this passageway, you see there are stone steps, seemingly the same way that the stones of this section of the wall were seemingly magically perfectly in place. These stone steps seem to be just perfectly leading downward. Like, if you picture in your mind this scary cellar basement, this is exactly what that is. And as you peer down into it, all of you now can feel this sort of pulsating breath. You feel warmth sort of get pulled away from you, and then cold sort of rushes back out. And you catch yourself, your breathing sort of begins to go in tune with it. And it's not great when that happens, because these breaths are like 40 seconds long each. So like 40-second exhale, 40-second inhale. So you kind of got to remind yourself that you need to breathe faster than whatever is down there.
Shit. Okay. All right. All right. Everyone okay?
I'm fine.
All right, let's keep going then.
All right. So we are in the bottom left. There's a passageway headed forward. Yeah, so Ireena will and say, I wonder what could be breathing so much air and cold air, in response to you, Volk. And Vasilka looks starstruck as Rory sings. Also, she was completely awestruck at the music, and has been gazing at Redmond. If you want to make an insight check, you are welcome to. Anybody is welcome to. On Vasilka.
I feel like I could
Sure.
strongly assume. I feel like I'm as if
Yeah. Yeah. The look is like when a 12-year-old hangs out with like a really, like, their friend's really cool uncle, and like they get the crush, like a first crush sort of a thing, but it's very clearly not going to work out.
I'm the coolest uncle gang. Let's fucking go.
He has a crush on Dad. Oh no.
Yeah, but yeah, she looks awestruck at Rory as well, as if she can't believe that people can make such beautiful sounds. Also, Redmond, I will drop Vasilka on the map for you,
Oh,
and I don't know how your roll 20 is doing today.
it's doing really well.
Good, because I am going to give you control of her
Okay.
if you would like to use her in combat.
Yes, hopefully she never fights because.
Hopefully.
what-
She is a
That's just
sweet,
a
perfect
child.
beeb,
Yeah,
completely innocent,
Exactly.
tabula rasa, if you will.
it's like strapping a child with knives and just sending them to run into the enemy.
Yep. Vasilka is now in player characters. In player's journal, all players
So she's gonna
can be edited and controlled
right?
by all players. There you go.
If she dies, I'm murdering someone. so-
She is unlikely to die.
Thank you. Oh yes.
Oh, okay.
She is unlikely to die.
Oh, it's a lot of HP.
Oh wow, she has a lot of HP.
hmm
She goes in the back. She goes in the back.
She will be right next to you, Redmond,
Oh, never mind. Okay.
because she loves you.
Yep.
That's a lot of immunities. Jesus
Is our buddy... Oh no. Drew. I was like, Ezmerelda isn't his name. Ezmerelda is his character's name. Why did I blank on that? I'm so sorry, Drew.
Oh, he had a bit of a coughing fit. Oh, he's having a bit of a coughing
I saw that. Man, I hope he also isn't sick and the curse doesn't continue. Well, in the meantime, Ezmerelda is with you. We could also take a break now. We're at the 2-hour mark. If anybody need to go to the bathroom, anybody need water?
Yeah.
fit. Yeah.
Just
How long will we be breaking
This is
for?
a very good question. Let's shoot for 5 minutes because I know it's going to drag on longer than that.
Okay.
So we'll shoot for
Doing
5
that.
minutes. She's up here.
This I'm back.
this session's been just
Off.
awful in the best way.
Yeah.
Like, it's like calling a horror movie scary, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I don't know. For me, it seems like the right amount of trauma, but good things as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like an unexpected. Yeah.
I've returned.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
I am eating peanut butter and honey on rice cakes, which are two of the worst things you can eat when you're doing voice work. So let's go.
Yeah.
On
Okay. That sounds like a challenge.
Much better than grilled cheese with ketchup.
I find that whenever I have something spicy, it just destroys my voice. Like, I suppose it kind of makes sense, really, but... Have you guys seen the new Strixhaven book?
I have.
I know it came out.
I've been hearing people on Reddit talk about, like, one of the spells how completely broken. Like, you
The silvery
just do it. Yeah, the Silvery Barbs. I've not actually seen the actual text of the spell myself, just seen people talk about it.
I don't know what it's like, so I'm just gonna Google it real quick.
I'd have to actually...
Oh, Riley just lost all house power.
Oh god.
Oh, that is a disaster.
We're having a windstorm here right now, so
Weird.
Oh, Habiki's seen the Strixhaven stuff.
Okay. I mean, I've seen people talk about it, and unlike all the D&D Reddits, you can't, like, actually put the text to stuff, so I've seen people describe what the spell does.
It does this.
Okay, yeah, that definitely feels broken.
There's no save.
Yeah, no save, you roll a d20, then 60 feet. I mean... It's kind of like the Chronergy Wizard, I guess, but the Chronergy is 30 feet, which means you're always going to be within some danger if you want to use that on an enemy. 60 feet...
so is Strixhaven all chronomancy stuff?
No, it's just... I'm just comparing it to the Chronergy Wizard's second level feature.
Oh,
Is it like an expansion book? And is it based on Magic the Gathering? It sounds like
Yeah, it's
Oh.
more magic expansion.
it's MTG. Got it. For when I saw that it was released, I immediately thought of Holly Conrad because her character in Dice Camera Action is Strix, and Strix Beestinger is a canonical D&D character. So I thought it might be something to do with her, but MTG is great, cool, great too.
I don't know whether I'm the biggest fan of the MTG stuff. It feels kind of just like they're made for the sake of being made, and not like there's any like Curse of Strahd feels inspired, but like
It definitely feels like
it feels like a corporate thing, really.
It really does feel like a port. I read a bit through the Ravnica expansion, and it feels very like Avengers-y, where it's just like, oh, we gotta do this, so might as well.
I mean, there's a lot of things in Ravnica. Yeah, like Hibiki said, I think there's a lot of things in Ravnica that was pretty cool. Like all
Some of the races are good, like the Minotaur, Centaur, but
I'm just happy it gave us the Loxodon, to be honest, because that's fun.
That's true. Loxodon are pretty great.
They are.
are they the elephant ones?
hmm
Yeah, they are the capital creatures.
The other fun one are the GIF, which are the hippo people. I love them too. They're so goofy.
Oh yeah.
Oh
There was
man,
another magic one, wasn't there? There's been 3 with Strixhaven, I think.
there's a
they're kind of
hair one as
It's
well.
Theros. Theros is a magic one, right?
Theros is I think that's the ancient Greek one. Ancient Greek inspired one. Fair enough, that's the same with most published things. Like, Eberron is way bigger than the book.
Yeah, Theros is a magic one as well. I mean, I suppose if you put... I mean, there is Magic Gathering lore, isn't there? They do, like, actually world build for them.
Yes.
I suppose if you're already doing that, it makes sense to put it into a D&D book if you own both, like, if you're Hasbro Wizards and you own both, like, properties. I can't really fault them for it, but... I live on an island.
Yeah. I discovered a British meme subreddit today, and it's just glorious to me.
Is it okay, Buddy Wanker?
How do you know?
It's the biggest, like, British meme subreddit.
I discovered it today. I literally discovered it in the last 30 minutes. So, yeah, I discovered it on the break, and it's absolute joy.
I'm gonna ping. We might be. Riley's power is still out. And I don't know what happened to Drew.
We had a coughing fit and he's still on the break fight.
Ooh, would it be too dark to ask if Russia invaded?
Yeah, that might be
Might be a bit too dark.
That might be a bit
No,
dark.
that is not too bad. That's amazing. But, you know, I wouldn't have
Fucking call me son you. Oh no.
Also, sorry if my therapy stuff is a bit muddled. I'm not a therapist. I think D&D can absolutely be therapeutic, and it's an excellent way to sort of visualize these things outside of yourself and work through stuff,
yep.
but I'm not a therapist, so I'm trying to represent things as best and holistically as I can and offer the advice that I'm familiar with and the things that I think work. But I'm not an expert, and I'm not a professional, so please don't ask me to roleplay your favorite character at 3 in the morning and threaten to off yourself, or imply that you'll off yourself if I don't.
That's so... Oh, that's... I'm so sorry that happened. Like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Can't believe you want ERP with me at 3 in the night.
Yep.
Disappointed.
Ooh, I exiled them from my life. I
would-
really hope they're doing
Like,
better
Yeah, if
because
someone
they
like
are
that in
a
your
wonderful person. They're
it
just
might be best
very,
to cut
very
them off.
sick.
Yeah.
No response from Miley, but I'm gonna guess. They said Volk was gonna be on autopilot, so I'm gonna guess that we can just play with Volk on autopilot.
Okay.
Aw. Everybody hates France.
Okay.
Okay. Game. No response from Drew. Hopefully he's okay. Riley's power died. And Hypiki is staying alive.
Stay alive.
Is the true Curse of Strahd.
The true Curse of Strahd is the curse on the players. And the players' internet. Okay. So. Sora's here, right?
Oh, I thought you'd said, okay, I'm
Okay, good. I didn't hear you talk for a minute, so I was wondering whether you left or not. We're all good. Okay, so you are descending into the depths of this horrendous place. It is pitch dark. Obviously, some of you have dark vision. Some of you do not. How are you managing this situation?
I just have a torch.
I would love a torch.
Yeah, as soon as you light up the torch, Vasilka lets go of you and begins shrieking madly and backing away from you.
I'll throw the torch to someone else. So we're in range, and I'll just say, it's okay, calm down. It's just a torch. You okay?
She will allow herself to be calmed by you, and as soon as she's holding your hand again, she's okay, but she's eyeing the torch warily.
Could I skulk ahead of the torchlight?
Absolutely.
Out of
And be invisible?
range? Yep.
Yeah. Are you going to inform the party of this umbral scouting?
Yes, I'll just say, I can be invisible in the dark. I'll stay ahead of it, just outside the range of the light.
Yeah.
Um,
So you creep forward, and obviously the passage opens up to your left and right, about 10 feet wide. In the alcove here in the corner, there is a very, very old, beat-up family crest. It is a statue with a bunch of murals on it. There's a big stylized bee at the top of this thing, and then underneath you see depictions of monster fighters in holy regalia. Let's get a religion check. Some of it is
Okay.
instantly recognizable as the Morning Lord, but there is other stuff here as well.
15.
There is a symbol on here that you don't recognize, but you can definitely pull it out. It looks like a plus symbol surrounded in a circle. You don't know what god that is. It's definitely not one that you've seen around the Forgotten Realms. But it seems like this, whatever order this bee belongs to, they've been through various places and deities they've followed through. And all of these murals of various monster fighters, you see they keep fighting the same creature over and over and over again. It's Batman, essentially, various versions of a man with a large cape and fangs, or a large bat creature. And frequently depicted, you see a weapon that is, it's a club on one end, and it's connected with a morning star head on the other, and in between is a long chain. And they use this to fight this, what you can intuit is a vampire.
Are we in the Belmont Hall?
Cloven did say his name was Cloven Bellevue. So,
Is everything okay, Dano?
I'll as you guys catch up with me and all this is bathed in light, I'll just say, there's some sort of religious imagery here I don't quite recognise. I'll point to the plus with the the circle around it. Seems to be some sort of. I'm not sure. Maybe like a protector deity for this family that is battling this bat creature.
I see. I'm not very good at religion, so I won't be able to tell. But
The
maybe.
sorry,
Sorry.
you first. I'm the narrator.
But maybe a bit further poking around would help us find something. Is this a door?
It is. Because I had to embiggen the map, it is a double door. A set of double doors. But yes, this shrine isn't a shrine to any particular god. It seems to more be a shrine to whatever family or order this is.
Yeah.
But yes, you can absolutely approach the door.
I'll open it. That's it.
Yeah, it is unlocked. When you open it, you are immediately hit with the stench of rot. It is an earthy rot, like the kind, like if you've ever been in a really old cellar that isn't used very often, you get that smell of like mushy potatoes that have sort of been kept okay, but they're still rotting, but like in an oxygen-less environment. It's that sort of earthy stink. And with what little light is reflecting off of things, Diana, of course, can see perfectly well. Inside, there are piles of bodies and body parts of various kinds. They look exhumed. A lot of them are covered in dirt. There are also a number of shovels around here. And lining the walls are shelves that have various bits and pieces of people in vials of liquid being preserved.
Okay, I'm just going to close this door and we don't speak about it, if that's okay.
Yeah, I don't think much can be gained from exploring it there.
Maybe on our way back, we can put whatever is left to rest.
Vasilka is very spooked. She doesn't like that at all.
Yeah, that sort of stuff. These sort of things aren't really ideal. I'll take lead if that's okay.
Oh, okay.
I'll take over Rory, and I think... or not Rory, sorry, Volk. I'll take over Volk, and I think we're going to want Ezmerelda around for this one. And we will say... Ireena will be around too, but she'll be doing super important things in the silence between the rest of our play.
Yes, of course.
Yep, so as you move forward a ways, you come to this little alcove area. There are some urns in the corners and stone pillars holding up the ceiling above. The ceiling is about 10 feet tall. And again, there's that same smooth, magical surface down here. Pyramids are what's coming to mind. The way that the pyramids were so perfectly engineered that they had blocks slide together without any mortar, and they've held for thousands of years. That's the vibe of this place. It was either constructed by master craftsmen surpassing anything any of you have seen, or this was made arcanely.
Okay.
Which one do we want to?
Well, I don't think this place is going to be the most hospitable, so be careful everyone, and I'm going to open this door.
Yeah. You open
Can
the
I check
door.
the door first,
Sorry.
just to be safe? I have the feeling this is the kind of place that would potentially be trapped.
Well, I'll look for traps then.
Thank you.
You can look for
That's
traps.
your tip. Apparently some pleasure to be had. Something
If Rory would like to help,
Yes, please, can you help me?
you can either have advantage or you can let her do it.
I know which of the two would be the better alternative.
I know. Two. I'm in obsessive mode, so I'll receive help, but I'll make one if that's okay with you, Mia.
So you are I'm so great I can do this mode.
I'm in the. If it is trapped, I'm the only one that has to get stabbed mode.
I'm gonna hand you the tools and point some points out, but
Yeah.
stand firmly
There
at
you
the
go.
side. I would suspect would be safe if something springs.
Thank you. What do I need to involve?
This would be a dexterity sleight of hand check.
I have thief tools proficiency.
Oh, that's right, because of your background. So you get to add your
Yes.
proficiency.
Yeah, you can use thieves tools with dexterity.
Yeah. So you go around looking for traps. There isn't any. And actually, as you skim over, there's not even a keyhole in the door.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is not a place, like, they presumed the magic door that could only be opened by divine healing would have kept any malcontents out.
Oh, so
Convenient.
I can just open.
You can.
Alright, I'll open these up.
You are hit with a blast of cold air that sinks deep into your bones. And you peer through, and you can see sitting on a table, illuminated by 2 torches and a sickly green glow shining up from underneath it, is a creature
What the
that you
fuck?
have heard of. Perhaps you've seen one before.
Yeah,
It is some kind of dragon. But as you look upon it, even in this dim space, you can tell this is a very sick dragon. First thing you notice, its back half is almost completely gone. It's missing its tail. Its hind legs are basically skeletal. It's got a number of wounds over its body, and these wounds seem to have been stitched back up with darkness. In the eerie glow of the green light, you can see that black, purple stuff is sort of coating all of these wounds and keeping everything that would be exposed hidden. You can see on the side of its face there's a big scrape mark, and you can just barely see the inside of this creature's mouth. One eye is a cold blue, the other eye is purple, shot through with red veins, and the rest, what remains of its original scales, are a brilliant alabaster white.
Did I
As
miss the
Oh.
reveal?
Hey, you're
Just
back.
I mean,
So
The full power is back.
hey, so how much have you heard?
Something is a brilliant alabaster white.
Yeah, there is a
All I-
dragon
Yeah.
sitting on a dais down here. It is lit from below with a
Exciting.
sickly green light, and it is decaying severely, and it is being held together with darkness, it seems like. Other thing of note, it appears to have a saddle strapped to it, but there is no rider in it.
I want to ride the dragon.
It looks up as you enter, and you hear a deep, resonant, feminine dragon's voice. It says, "Where is he? Abbot, where is my love?"
Oh shit.
God.
are you okay? I'll look forward.
Hold.
Okay.
You are not the angel.
No, he's upstairs. We just popped down the stairs because we're investigating some corruption at the moment. You don't look too good. Is there anything I can do to help?
Bring me. I forgot his name. 1 second. God damn it. Why is her name so hard to spell? I saved it somewhere, didn't I?
Which name are you looking for?
God damn it. There we go. Boop, boop, boop. Boop, boop, boop. She says, I am looking. I need my love. He took my love from me. He said it was holding me back. The monster. Where is my Melthorond?
The Sorry, can I get some clarification on what you just said? Did you just say the angel took your love away from you?
My Meltharond. He told me he couldn't bring him back. And then he took him away.
So some sort of.
I
Who
don't-
was your love?
My rider. My friend.
I don't. Could you describe him? Maybe we have seen.
Come closer. I don't have the ears I once had.
Of course. I'll walk closer.
Yeah. Now that you are closer, you can get a sense of how truly massive this thing is.
Yeah, it looks.
Its head is the size of you, easily. There's also a stink about it, a stink of death and decay, and that sort of that tingly metallic flavor in your mouth that you get when after a lightning strike. Just negativity is just wafting off of this thing in waves. And it looks down at you, and it says, I need your strength to get up, to find my love.
I can help with this. Sure, why not? And I'll kind of. How can I help you get up? Do you need to lean on my arm for a second?
You can be eaten. And then it will snap at you. I need everybody to roll initiative.
I swear I've had deja vu of this exact moment. I don't know why, but
I've definitely heard about in some published module about a dragon who has a white back missing. I don't know.
This was a lore tie-in for Ireena, but unfortunately Ilena is not here today.
Oh. That sucks.
This dragon is from Irena's part of the Forgotten Realms.
What happened
much
while I was
Ilena stuff.
gone?
When he's not there.
Basically just this.
Okay. I was gone for like 15 minutes.
Close all these unnecessary tabs. Open up Ez. I also wanted to scare Drew with an adult dragon. An adult white dragon.
Watch out, it might get suplexed by Red. I will never let that down. You know that.
neither will I. It's
Out of character, like the moment we arrived at the
Old Coast
place
Mountain.
we're in, the mountain, I've been looking forward to meeting the white dragon because we had a fight with it last time. Well, last time I played this module, we encountered the white dragon. So out of character, I've been looking forward to it this whole time. I'm like, white dragon, because we're in a dungeon and there's a dragon.
It's a Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. I've finally got you into a dungeon with a dragon. And a blue eyes white dragon, no less.
Oh no.
Haha. Get
I don't
wrecked,
get
duck you again. Gotcha good. Gotcha good. Did everyone roll?
I think that's everybody. Redmond, for the sake of simplicity, you can have Vasilka go on your initiative, or you can have her roll her own initiative. Up to you.
I'm just going down if that's okay.
There you go. You'll have to tell her what to do. She is passive by nature. She has been trained in all of the toxic feminine ways. So until she unlearns those, she will do nothing unless told to. Same goes for Ireena. Obviously, Ireena is the opposite of toxically feminine, but she can go on your initiative if you would like her to, just to keep things simple. Up to you.
Yeah. I forget every time, and this time I remembered after I rolled and then just reset it. So.
Okay. So Diana, you are up first. what you see before you, there are two copper braziers that are filled with coals that are burning. They don't seem to be doing much for warmth in here. It is frigid and freezing cold. Beyond that, there is whatever altar this dragon is laying upon. There's something under there that is glowing green, and it's like shining through the holes in this creature's body.
Okay. I'm gonna use my. I don't need to use my first turn actually to get up. Is Diana aware of? She's aware that dragons are weapons, right? That's like a
That would,
thing she wouldn't install
yeah,
or something
that's a
like that.
gimme. If you want to just do a passive nature check to see what you can remember about dragons.
Sure. If it's passive, then it'd be 15.
Mhm.
So,
With a 15, you know they have magic breath. You know that white dragons are bad. Chromatic
Yeah.
dragons are generally the bad kind. White dragons, their element is cold. They live in really cold places, and generally these ones aren't too smart.
okay. Do I know? I know that out of character they have codes or lines. Do I know which one white dragons are?
Not with a 15 passive. I would need you to make an active,
Okay.
but that would be your action.
That would be the action. Okay. I know they have a breath weapon, so I'm gonna try and separate myself, not group up with Redmond.
Fair enough.
But I'm still gonna go and attack them. So
I should also specify this chamber opens up and it drops down 10 feet and raises 10 feet. So in total, you're looking at about maybe 40 feet in here. And the dais where the dragon is sitting is about 10 feet up.
okay. I don't think that changes what I'm going to do much. I'll use my bonus action to Hunter's Mark, and then I will use Dread Ambush. I get my Dread Ambush attack.
Hell yeah, you do.
Where has... There it is.
And
27 to hit on that.
well, that will certainly hit.
Yay.
And then 2 attacks from just an action.
Mhm.
12 and a 17.
Unfortunately, both of those miss.
Oh, okay. I'm just... I'll say to the dragon. I was about to say get your hands off him, but that doesn't make sense. Anyway, I'll just say to the dragon, if that's a corruption, then I'm willing to put money on it being underneath this dragon.
She says, "You don't know of what you speak. I need him. I will do anything to have him back."
You are deluded, and that's the end of my turn.
Right. Redmond.
Yes, so I'll say to Fasilka to stay safe.
Okay. So
do,
she
do
will
what you do what you like to do.
dodge action it is.
And then I'll, as a bonus action, I'll shield with myself.
Okay. And how does Redmond instantiate the Shield of Faith?
So Redmond just kind of puts up his shield. You see his kind of armor almost kind of not meld with it, but there seems to be kind of like a almost, I don't know if I can be egregious with this. So what I'd like, and you can shut this down obviously, is that the armor kind of takes on a more like, like it looks more like a person in the sense of like, some arms, like blackish arm muscles are formed. There's, like the vague outline of cheekbones on the chest
Oh,
area.
so kind of like a Aldrich Saint of the Deep sort of a thing where you just sort of, you become encased in venom symbiote.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, I feel like that the venom interaction is very, synonymous with Red and his
That fits.
abusive behavior.
Red is kind of like a more sympathetic Eddie Brock when you think about it.
Yeah, actually. Okay, and then I'll use my action to. Well, you can decide if I use my action to do this, but I'll just say, look, I know you want to get out of here, and I'm willing to help. Just don't be aggressive and attack us. I'm sympathetic to your plight, and I want to do your best. There's no need to attack. I'm sure there's other ways to make you stronger.
I need to feed.
Then
The abbot would not feed me.
I can feed you with animals of the forest like us people eat, not people.
I am not a mortal. I don't eat beasts.
Then you have to find an alternative, and then I'll use my action to kind of move like very close to it, and I'll take the dodge action.
Okay. You also take the dodge action. Ezmerelda Dhampir. So here's the question. How is Ezmerelda going to react to all of this?
Oh yeah. Drew isn't here. Is this relevant to any of Ezmerelda's backstory?
We know
Nope.
about the dragon that killed us, right?
That was a silver dragon, you would remember.
Oh, still, not right?
Mhm.
God, there's more than one.
I think what Ezmerelda is going to do, she's going to use her racial ability. So she is going to approach. She's going to attempt to give it vulnerability to slashing damage.
Damn.
So she is going to run to the edge, and she's going to leap down. You hear the springs in her leg creak as she lands, superhero pose, and then sprints forward 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, within 10 feet of the dragon. And then she points at it and puts one finger to her head, and she says, I think you need to go back to wherever it is you came from. And she tenses her eyes up really tight. And then it needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
Is this
DC
like
14.
a curse or something?
This is the curse. This is the Vistani racial ability.
Damn.
The thing you tried to do to Rory.
I never tried to do anything. What do you mean?
That's why you got piercing resistance down.
Oh, that was to GM. I will do that again.
Ooh.
Alright. Failed. So this already decrepit, rotting creature shrieks and squints its eyes, and then blood begins seeping out of them. And it now has vulnerability to piercing damage.
Piercing or slashing? 'Cause you said
Sorry,
one of them-
slashing. I meant slashing.
Sadness, I would prefer piercing.
Just grab a sword, slashing sword.
Actually, you know what? Most of the party does piercing damage, don't they? Because we got a rapier, Redmond has a slashing weapon. Diana uses a slashing weapon too, right?
Yeah.
Those falchions are slashing. It's
I think everyone
about a
is
50-50
close.
split.
Everything does close. No, everyone who is close does slashing damage, which is basically everyone. The only one doing piercing is Rory, basically.
That's true. Okay, so she'll stick with slashing. So the dragon has vulnerability to slashing 4. Until ended with a greater restoration spell, remove curse or similar magic. When the curse ends, she
Ooh.
takes 3d6. So it is indefinite.
Yeah, it's pretty strong.
So yes, the dragon winces and squints and begins bleeding out of her eyes. And Ez says, "That should make things a little bit easier for you." She claps her hands. And then we move on to the dragon's turn.
Goodbye.
Now the dragon doesn't like any of this. And she looks down at all of you and she says, "I've spent too long wandering the wastes. Just waste time on you. and then she lifts up her hands and she smashes them into the braziers, and it becomes pitch black in here. Which is okay, because
Right.
dark vision, your sword is out, it's glowing.
Oh yes, that's true. It glows. Yeah, it's cool as shit.
But as with that darkness, the dragon is suddenly gone. And it reappears instantiated out of shadow back here. And then it is going to attempt to breathe on Rory and Ireena.
Why?
No.
Wait, what? Is that right?
So that's a 3. Nope. It does not get its breath weapon this turn. But what it is going to do instead, it is going to drag itself up onto the dais, and it is going to slash at each of you once, and then attempt to chomp. It's going to drag itself this way. It's going to spread its damage out. So it's going to slash at Ireena and Rory, and attempt to swallow Volk whole, because Volk is the smallest.
What the fuck?
Claw. Claw.
Damn.
Okay, Ireena gets critted.
Bite.
I'm guessing left to right. So, oh my lord.
Oh my god.
Ireena's at 2 HP.
Yep. And Volk takes 22. And Rory takes, Jesus Christ, 26.
What? I
Oh
take-
boy.
18, 5, 2, 1.
Oh wait, was the 15 plus 7 the bite?
No, 15 plus 7 was the claw.
That was the bite, which was on Volk.
Oh,
The
God,
first 2
the
claws
18
are
plus
Ireena,
5.
and then...
Yeah, I'm...
oh, sorry, that crit is on Ireena.
Okay, yeah.
the
then
11 is on
Ireena's
Rory.
Very down if the 18 plus 5 is on her.
Yep.
Are you sure? Because it seems weird, because there's 2
The
things that
18
only
plus
do
5 is
damage.
me,
No, yeah, the 18 plus 5 is...
because it's the bite.
Well, yeah, there's the 15 plus 7, that's the first claw, which is
Yeah.
and 11, which is... the
Okay,
second.
then it is right. Then Ireena takes 22, I take 11, and Volk takes 26.
There we go.
Is that okay, Spencer? I'm so sorry.
Alright.
That is okay.
Left.
Yeah, I was expecting it to drop the numbers right beneath the attack, but instead it put it in a new thing, and it confused me.
No, it doesn't. It puts it in a different order.
There we go. So it does that. And it is coughing and wheezing from the exertion, and you can see that bits of fluids and liquids are coming out of its various appendages. And as soon as the altar is exposed, those of you that are near it, you can see that set in a recess in the top of this thing is a massive emerald. It's roughly the size of a head, one of your heads. There's no face on it, as far as you can tell. It looks like a raw, like rough cut emerald, and it is glowing very warm light. It was stifled by the cold sitting on top of it, but now that it's free, you can feel it sort of radiating this warmth upon you.
Do we know what it is? Like,
That's a very good question. What is everybody's passive nature?
Passive nature.
Yeah,
Roll.
so
Mine is
your intelligence plus 8.
Question.
Intelligence
Yeah.
plus 8.
Or how do we do passives? Is it 10
Passive
plus?
perception is
Plus
10 plus
10.
proficiency. A
That's
10
what it
plus
is.
Perception. So this one would be 10 plus nature.
Yeah, 10 plus nature.
Mine's 9.
Okay. Riley had a question?
You said that the dragon was gonna try to swallow me. Does that mean
Yeah.
I'm inside it now?
It doesn't actually have the ability to swallow you,
Oh, okay.
mechanically speaking.
Thank
I
you,
wouldn't do that to you. This is a scary
Well,
enough
the
fight as
thing
it is
if
without being
if
crushed.
If it did, I could turn into a huge creature. And just
This is
destroy it
true.
from the inside.
This is true. No, it just chomped you. And you got, a blast of cold air out of its mouth as it bit you.
Okay. Lovely.
Frigid, icy
All
breath.
things considered, it did a really low damage on Volk.
So, who has the highest passive nature?
I have 8.
15. Yeah. This is wild magic. As an elf and as a ranger, you would recognize this as simple nature magic. You have no idea what it's doing here. You have no idea what the history about it is, but this is the sort of magic you would find just out in nature on its own. It was around more often when the world was young, when the worlds were young.
Just like radiating off this altar.
Yeah, pulsating. Apparently there's lots of pulsating in this dungeon. It feels like a heartbeat.
Okay. What were the descriptions we got for Strahd's like divinity things? It was like a tree, like a sword. What was the other one?
This
Yeah.
is a flashback for Volk.
Ooh.
Well, you just took a lot of damage. Are we fine with me interrupting combat to do a flashback
yeah,
dream
fine.
sequence?
Yep.
You're probably not going to have time to bring anybody with you this time.
Yeah.
But Volk,
Reasonably.
your mind goes back to when you were a child, in what would become Barovia. You remember in an instant when you see this green light. Your family were Druids, obviously. You lived as a collectivist society. You had your birth parents, but you were also sort of raised by everybody else. It was very egalitarian. You were humans who couldn't make it in the Netheril Empire. So you traveled out to the woods and lived amongst elves, mainly half-elves, people that weren't accepted into elven society. And you, together, worshipped the spirits of nature. And the valley in which you lived had 3 nature spirits, and they were represented in 3 holy artifacts, these 3 gems. There was a blue sapphire, a green emerald, and a red ruby. Each of them represented an element and a force, and there was lots of religious and spiritual significance to each of them, which you didn't fully absorb because you were 8.
I was.
But
I'm pretty sure I've established multiple times I was 5.
5, sorry. Somebody had something happen to them when they...
Fine.
Anyway, the blue was the force of, like, the energy that kept life going. It was representative of the weather and of the sky. And green was the feeling of the earth and of animus, of trees, of plants, of animals. And red was the burning essence, the passion of life, and sort of the relentless desire to proceed and to continue and persist. So this one, you would imagine, this has something to do with wild magic, sort of the innate magic that permeates the realms. But as you are having all of these reveries and memories, the shadow overhanging all of them is that tribe leader of yours, that Golthius. You know, he was obsessed with finding a way to become more, to be respected, to have the proper place on the top of the pecking order. And he wanted the Grove to be the greatest thing in the world, and he wanted to wipe out all those who didn't fit in. The Grove needed to be on top, because that's the only way they could ensure they would all be safe. Eventually, an old crone came to visit, and she had a very long talk with him. After which, Golthius started telling big stories about this promised prince who was coming, and about how he was going to set them on the right path. He was going to give them the power and the longevity to stand up to the elves who oppressed them, and to overcome the mages of the empire who oppressed them, and so they could finally stand up and live on their own. They would defend their borders and make sure that everyone within was equal, but anyone who was not of the Grove would be less. And with this nationalist rhetoric, he started the human sacrifice. You know, a little bit of human sacrifice to get things going. All of which was about exsanguination. So they would bleed people out, essentially. and the 3 gemstones used to sit at the base of a holy tree on a great hill in the middle of a valley. The valley, but in the middle of a big clearing. And as this blood splashed over the gems more and more over the years, the nature spirits within got weaker and weaker and weaker. And then eventually, the Promised Prince did show up with an army. And Gulthias, when he finally met Strahd, he was like, "At last you are here. We can finally begin. The promised everlasting life will finally be upon me." Strahd simply laughed, and he said, "I can give you the everlasting life you so desire." And then he ran Gulthias through with his sword and kicked him into the roots of the tree. And then he fought the nature spirits, the blue gemstone, Storm Herald, defeated it, became his sword, and he took the red gem for himself, left the green gem for the druids who were still his servants, and obviously it's been taken since. So all of this, some of them are your memories, some of them are not your memories, but they come rushing back to you as you take this massive bite from this dragon.
Sounds painful. Imagine getting bitten so hard you suddenly get new memories.
Ha.
Any questions?
Alright. No?
Sorry. That was a lot. And I also interrupted the flow of combat, and that's a DM sin. Rory.
Hello. I'm gonna do Ireena's turn first. She's gonna moonbeam on the guy.
Beauty.
So on the next turn he will have to do the constitution saving thing.
Beautiful.
But we will roll, I guess, roll it when the thing comes to it. Just somewhere like around here.
Uh-huh.
Do we have markers for that? I don't think so.
Moonbeam? We do not. You can do a drawing if
I
you'd
will
like.
use the second Ireena marker for that.
That works.
That one has less HP. Or more HP, yeah, depending on how you look at it.
Weird.
And then Rory, knowing that the thing supposedly is weak to slashing damage, is actually gonna get out her whip, which she hasn't used yet, but that she actually has. And
Beauty.
first of all, she's gonna look at the thing. You poor unfortunate soul. I will try to get you out of your misery. And to this first as a bonus action. So charisma save first.
Is this a class ability or is this a spell?
It's a class ability.
Okay. Because this dragon has some things for that. Oh, come on. That's a 12. No.
So it is cursed. So
She is cursed.
Subtracts a d4 from basically everything, I think.
Boom.
And I'm gonna whip it.
Whip it good.
24
Hey.
for 6 slashing from the whip. The sneak attack, so the 10 damage is also the slashing damage because I wouldn't change that to radiant, and then 6 radiant. So
Okay.
it is 16 slashing and 6 radiant.
Okay. So the 16 doesn't seem to do as much damage as you would hope.
There's vulnerability to slashing damage, but most likely resistance against non-magical.
Oh, actually,
Because I'm confused right now.
it's vulnerable, so it would take all of it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, is it like with advantage and disadvantage, how it just cancels each other out?
No, it has many overlapping abilities. It has resistance to in dim light. It has resistance to all damage except psychic and force and radiant.
Oh,
And it is currently in dim light.
should have just gone for radiant.
It's
either
in
way.
moonlight.
Yeah,
Does
but
it count as bright light
I
think it's
no, it
different.
doesn't.
mechanically?
I don't think it does.
It takes all
Yeah,
of the
dim light
radiant
is-
and all of the slashing. But with the vulnerability, you'd think it'd do more. It doesn't do as much as you would want.
It's still solid. Still solid 22.
Still solid.
And I just give Ireena this look of, please be careful. I don't want to lose you again.
She nods, looking very startled with a massive gash across her arm and chest plate.
Yeah. She's gonna be okay, right? You wouldn't do this to me again.
They roll where they roll.
Yeah.
Volk,
Double crit.
this is a medium encounter, according to the CR.
Yeah, CR's bullshit.
Ugh.
Double crit on the first turn.
I'm gonna cast Flaming Sphere.
Hey, there you go. Does it do a dex save now?
No, it's on its turn.
Okay,
Let me just draw my sphere.
that works. Hey,
Pretty.
Gonna just
Oh.
shove that right up in its butt.
what remains of its butt?
Yeah. And then as a bonus action, Volk is going to wild shape into a cave bear.
Hey, that's large, right?
Yes.
Boom.
And I think the information on the so no, it did not post, so I will post Flaming Sphere.
There you go.
5-foot diameter sphere of fire appears in an unoccupied space of your choice within range and lasts for the duration. Any creature that ends its turn within 5 feet of the sphere must make the dexterity saving throw. Otherwise, they take fire damage.
Okay. Can you move it on
Or
the same
half attack
turn you
on a successful.
instantiate it?
Theoretically, I could, but it takes a bonus action.
Which you use to
and
wild shape.
I used my bonus
There
action
you
to
go.
wild shape.
No worries. There's now a ball of fire behind this thing.
I fell into a burning ring of fire.
That brings us to Diana.
Okay, this the flaming sphere sheds right, so
Yeah.
if I sunlight sensitivity only works with sunlight, I think.
Yeah, this wouldn't count as sunlight.
Yeah.
Also, hey, guess what? I just put bright light on it.
Yeah, so it doesn't have that resistance.
It doesn't have its
Yeah.
shadow step ability anymore, or its resistances.
Nice. I'm gonna go ahead, attack it 3 times.
Go for it.
1, 2, 3.
Last 2 hit.
Okay, nice. So that's 15, 20, 31 slashing damage.
Doubled. Because it's vulnerable now.
Wow,
62.
62. It's almost like we didn't nerf that.
Well, it was a minor nerf. It shrieks and attempts to reel around to you. And what it is going to do, it raises its arms, or its decrepit hold wings, rotted wings, and it is going to use its tactical retreat reaction.
Okay.
So I need everybody in this area to make a DC 16 dexterity saving throw. So that's Redmond, not Redmond, sorry. Diana, Volk, Rory, and Ireena. You're good, you're good. Also good, also good.
Nice.
Yeah. So you don't take the damage and you are not knocked prone. But it is now able to barely drag itself up with what little purchase these wings can get in this narrow space with its rotting stuff. It's going to drag itself back this way and perch back atop its little altar. And it's going
Would it
to
be
huddle over.
range as it flies over?
Do we get an opportunity attack?
No,
Oh, teleports.
no, it flies. It's a tactical retreat reaction. It's a version of the legendary ability. This was an ancient dragon before it got whatever sickness is infecting it. This is what remains of its legendary actions. So it flies away faster than you can react. Also, you are buffeted with winds. But you manage to avoid any damage from it and are not knocked prone.
Ireena didn't die from it. That's very good.
Um,
Whatever.
I'll say to the dragon, since it's still my turn. I'm willing to show you mercy as long as you let us inspect what it is on that altar you sit on.
This thing, this bubble. The abbot said it would help me. Ooh, this is wrecking my voice. The abbot said it would help me, but it has only made me warm. It spits the word.
Surely you don't have any use of it then?
It thinks for a minute, and it says, "It is the only thing keeping the shadow at bay." It
If
brings
you
its
don't-
claw up and drags it across its face.
That bauble, as you call it, was fed with blood. Some of it mine.
The best of magics are produced with blood. She looks down at her rotted hand and she says, "Or they're tried to anyway."
I get the feeling that she's not gonna let us take the orb, is she?
She is going
Yeah,
to look
well,
slyly at the lot of you. And she's going to say, "I will have mercy. But I would bid, bring me my love. Bring me my Melthorond."
Where's Melthorand?
I don't know. He took him. Took him from me. My love. He does that here. He gives people what he thinks they need and he won't listen to them.
I get that impression.
I walked into the Shadowfell for my love. I made phylacteries for my love. I gave my own body for my love, and I only got this. And she tries to shake off the shadow, and it doesn't quite work. And we're effectively out of combat at this point. She stopped attacking you.
Okay.
Volk will move the spear close enough that it doesn't cause burning damage, but it does cast the bright light on her because it's bright light within 20 feet.
She squints at it, and she says, "Could you turn that off? It's too bright."
The sword? Or
Both.
Yeah. Okay. I can't see.
She chuckles. And then she shifts a little bit so more of that green pulsing light shines through.
Thank you. And I'll sheathe the sword.
She sighs, and she says, "I would be willing to trade."
Was there any need for this bloodshed? Why didn't you just agree to talk individually?
I could have fed on you and restored something, but I'm too far gone.
I think it's that she saw she was outmatched.
She gives you a sly look. She says, "Even ants can move mountains if there are enough."
If that's the way you want to... Sorry.
I was going to say, I looked to the party and say, so will I help him?
it is less. There's less chance of us getting turned into ice crystals if we do.
I don't think we'll be turned into ice crystals, but this is the good thing to do, right?
Of course. You said, do I know what a factory is, character?
Probably. If you would like to make an Arcana check to see how much you know, there's a general concept of phylacteries just in parlance as a thing that evil wizards use to extend their lives.
Okay. Arcana 17.
Yeah, so you know the basis of liches. Basically, when wizards become powerful enough, they can do very old, very evil blood magic, where they consume the souls of innocents, usually, and they use them to fuel an undeath, where they essentially become immortal, so that they continue learning and growing in power.
Yeah.
It used to be a much bigger problem than it is now. In ages past, there were lich empires ruled by liches, but it's generally frowned upon, and they're hunted down and killed whenever they're found.
You said your levels are rich? Sorry, you
No.
said you made them a phylactery?
I tried, after the fact, to bring him back. I tried to become a lich myself, but I failed. I couldn't make the magic work. He was a kind man. She says it almost like it's an insult. He didn't want to live longer than he was allotted, but I wanted to be parted from him. I would bring him back and bring him back and bring him back if I could.
But would he like that?
I don't care. He's mine.
I look at this dragon and I kind of side-eye looking at him. So, just because you liked him does not mean that he belongs to you. You have not asked his will.
She chuckles and she says, "What do I care about the will of a mammal? You're barely monkeys."
Isn't that part of the definition of love? Caring about what somebody else feels?
For you, perhaps.
You say the same as the abbot. Oh no, Rory, what are you doing?
Do you want to say anything? Because you are starting to say something.
Yeah, I start to talk and then I look around and say, Rory, what are you doing?
How are you different from Strahd? Obsessed with your love.
I don't care for the vampire.
The one you love clearly doesn't love you. Or at
He
least
did.
can't anymore. They deserve rest.
He wove powerful spells and rode me for centuries. I miss him.
Yet he is gone. And that which is dead deserves some rest.
What is dead may never die. For those with a will enough to bend time and space to make it happen.
I'm sorry, but I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead first, you were saying first.
I don't think that we would be bringing you a body. I don't think this would satisfy.
I am going to die. I can feel it. Look at me. The shadow
you
fell
die.
corrupted me, and I only wish to see him once more before the end.
Alive?
If I could.
then I'll be right back.
Okay. What were you gonna say, Astora?
I just said I suppose that would be a noble goal.
She begins coughing at this point, and black necrotic energy comes out of her maw and drips down onto the tablet in front of her, and you can hear it sizzle as it lands on the stones.
Is there anything I can do to help? As a character, I say to you, Spencer. Is there anything I can do to help, like some sort of healing?
If you would like to make an Arcana check, you know this has something to do with lichery. A 17 is enough to give you the basics about lich lore, but you would need a little more than that to figure out the nature of her affliction. What you can gather from what she said is that she attempted to become a Dracolich. She entered the Shadowfell to do it, but she failed, and so was infected with this disease. And then eventually she wound up in Barovia.
So I don't know anything about Arcana, like magic in generally, but I know someone who does. I'll take out the loot. Well, I assume to know who does. I mean, he's lived in a quite some time, so I take out the loot and whisper into it. On my fingers idly playing with strings. And I say, Father, I have a few questions.
What is it now? Can't you let me rest?
What do you do in there, if not rest all the time?
Compose ballads, songs, all of these sorts of things.
And yet you never play them for my friends. Anyway, I was hoping if you knew about this dragon, this affliction that goes on here.
He snorts. He says, "A white dragon can't cast magic. They're too stupid."
Yet this one tried.
And you can
Still,
see the consequences.
Father, what is this affliction?
Honestly, I have no idea. But we're in the Shadowfell. Barovia got sucked into it back when Strahd did his thing. So, it wouldn't be hard to get there, here from there. And once you're in, you never leave. This is my problem.
Okay. I kind of come back to the Paladin.
You know, you could
Sorry.
end her suffering. You know,
The thought has crossed my mind.
you could
No.
take that gem. It's pretty powerful stuff.
And then
Maybe do a little wild magic of your own. Maybe fix some things.
what? Like,
Well, one of your dear beloved friends is undead. If this gem is a matter of a force of life and wild magic, I've known of some druid spells that could do some wonders.
I'll give a side eye to Rory. Contemplate.
Think about it, Redmond. You could give her a new life, a new body. How much more would she respect you when you bring her back a third time?
It is so fucking she. No.
Father, it was so close.
Had to try.
That piece of shit.
That fucking piece of shit.
I give Brett this look, so you wanna try something, and if not, I will continue.
I wanted to try this, but it seems, from what I know, that it's due to being sucked into the Shadowfell. If there's a way to escape, maybe the affliction would go.
I just shake my head and then look at the more or less dead dragon. Just
Yeah.
Born in blood and stained in red.
Ah,
Slumber disturbed and your peace sacrificed. All I can offer you is to take the suffering away from you. It will never end. This is the nature of this place. In this place, you will never be able to live, and you will never be able to be reunited with the one you seek.
so I have gathered. Ireena at this point will put her hand to her head and focus. And then she'll look back up and she'll say, "You're dead." And the dragon chuckles and she says, "I died, and I did not manage to come back all the way." And Ireena is looking around. What's 60 feet of Ireena? She's right up next to the dragon. Yeah, she's looking around. She says, I don't sense anything else celestial or undead or fiend, but that way." She points over here. "There is something consecrated over there."
Let's see.
Huh.
Let's investigate. What is your name?
Orveatrus.
Then Orveatrus. Survive, and I will do my best. This is all I can promise.
She coughs, and she says, "Very well, little monkey. I will see you again."
The name is Red.
Red.
I shall see you again.
She curls up like a cat, and you hear her grunts of protest at this warmth under her, but she allows it, and you can see as the pulsing of green light passes through her, the bits of her flesh that aren't coated in blackness, they're trying to knit themselves back together, but they can only get so far, and then they just sort of stop, and then the black sort of overtakes it again, and they sort of mesh. It's another symbiote situation.
This place is so depressing.
But in a good way, I feel like.
In a good way. It's what I signed up for.
Would you like me to take the lead?
Right, let her have this moment. It is her doing a thing. I think it's quite nice.
Yeah.
Of course.
And I got the back. Don't worry.
Okay.
You can dash in front of danger if something.
Very well.
So Ireena is going to stop the door, and she's going to look back at Rory, and she's going to say, "I remembered." She's going to quickly look over the door for any traps. So I'm going to roll that, see if she sees anything. Boop. She says, "Looks safe to me." And then she opens it, and nothing happens, because it's not a booby trap door. But she's cautious now. Within you see 4 treasure chests. And she says, "It's somewhere in this room. I can't pick which one. I can't tell which one."
Do you want me to open one? Just tell me which one, and I will do it. You're the one in charge.
I can only sense general. I can't pinpoint it. Like, if I was in a room with, say, Strahd von Zerevich, I could tell that there was an undead there, but I couldn't tell which person it was, you know?
Which one would you?
Cosmic
like
rules.
me to open? Just pick whatever you want. Whichever.
Yeah. I'll roll a d4.
Me, mine.
Catch a tiger by its toe.
Almost.
Slash R1 d4.
So
2.
here's a question. When someone dies, do they become an object?
Is it called
Their
an
remains
object?
are an object.
Yes. Perfect.
So this one. Yeah, so you crack it open. Inside you find just a butt ton of coins, totaling to 647.
647 what?
Gold pieces. Here, I'll just post it, because I actually wrote it down ahead of time this time.
Oh, is this what is in one, or is it the
This
one
is
that's in
the This is horde number 2. Oh, no. Oh, there it is. Yeah, 647 gold pieces. Art objects, there's the Electrum Bell engraved with Draconic runes. And then there's the 3 magic scrolls, Oil of Invisibility, and Potion of Spider Climb.
Ooh, fancy.
Another?
Okay, I added the gold to the body loot. I will check out the Electrum Bell later because I can read Draconic,
Mm-hmm.
and I just give Ireena a look. I'm guessing this is not the exact thing that you were looking for.
I don't think so. It's something consecrated.
Do you mind if I?
You want to pick one?
I'll pick one.
Yes, which one do you want to pick, Red?
Divine sense wouldn't help here, right?
No, you can tell that there's something consecrated in this room, but you can't get more specific than that.
Can I cast a spell?
Which spell would you like to cast? It's D&D, man.
Stevie?
Hey, there you go. It has to be something familiar to you. So what is it familiar that you're looking for?
It's familiar because I've heard something about it, right? How does something become familiar?
Having seen it before generally helps.
Fuck.
Let's get an insight check from Redmond, because you did have a conversation with Diana at the shrine at the entrance.
14. 14's above average.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that stylized B. Whatever the Bellevue family seem to have been some sort of monster hunters. Whatever weapon that is, probably had their name on it. So you might be able to concentrate on the initial and see what you can get.
I will do exactly that if that's alright.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you concentrate real hard on that B. And the sense you get is that it is in the 3rd chest.
And then I'll open the 3rd chest.
Yeah. Within, you see resting on a red cloth, atop a shield emblazoned with the Bellevue family crest, is a chain whip. And I will now drop it into your magic items because you now have it.
Wonderful. I'll
Chain
take-
whip.
I'll
Excited.
take it. And
You can pick it up.
I'll pick it up and I'll...
Where is it? It's under T because I added a the in front of it.
the classic.
So, you can take some time to attune to it.
I have the limit. And I look at it and it feels warm. And there's a sort of, I suppose there's a sort of comfort. And almost instinctively, I hand it to Rory.
You read that line with the recursive tomb by Servant of the Morning Lord, didn't you?
No.
Oh, it is
No.
finesse!
Yeah, that, I mean, I was going to give it to you before it popped up, but now it's just reinforced.
I get it, it's the Morning Star?
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Haha!
For a morning lord.
You have proficiency with it?
I'm guessing.
It's a whip.
It's a whip. I have proficiency with whips, and it counts as a finesse weapon, even if it's two-handed. Oh, this is reach 15 feet. Oh, this is exciting. And we are only fighting like fiends and undead, so I get like 2d6 damage. Ooh.
And then you can risk a 2d10 blood sacrifice to empower it even more.
Oh no, one of those weapons.
So it's either, it's between 2 and 20 slashing damage.
Damn, you are going to enjoy that.
I'm going to enjoy it, yeah.
You can also do acrobatics with it, but you may not use that much because you fly. But
True.
it's just a fun thing.
Do we want to check the other two chests, by the way? Thank you.
Of course.
Just
feel like
thought we would maybe.
I feel like I have to be greedy. But I'm not greedy. I will be invisible.
I thought we were looking for a body.
I mean, we are looking for something, and I don't think we have found it yet. I mean, I am very grateful for this. I'm not sure what it is. Is it a mace or is it a whip? It is a bit of both.
Try divine
But,
sense.
Is anybody going to take the shield, by the way? It is a mundane shield, but it is beautifully carved and ornate, with the crest of vampire hunters.
Oh,
I
I'll.
have no reason to.
if you don't want it, Ireena's gonna take it.
Yeah, that'll be.
Seems
divine
fitting.
sense.
I'll open up a chest.
Before you open up. the
Yes.
chest, can I
Random.
get-
Matt first, and then we'll do the chest.
Yeet.
Yes, Matthew.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yes.
Can I divine sense?
Yeah, you can divine sense. From where you are right now, you do not sense any undead nearby.
Alright.
Not within your range, anyway.
I'll take a step here.
Okay. So, Volk, we have the first and the fourth chest.
I'll open the fourth one.
Okay. As soon as you touch the chest, it is going to attempt to grapple you.
Oh no.
Oh, God.
Oh, I can't. Damn it. I need to actually open its page in the journal.
Is this? I'm guessing acrobatics, or athletics, or a saving throw.
Well, it grapples automatically.
Okay.
So as soon as your hand touches the lid, you become magically adhered to it. You can attempt to escape on your turn. It is then going to
Okay.
attempt to bite you.
That
Scroll down
matches
for it.
my...
A 14 hits you.
Yeah.
All right.
Wait, doesn't the code protection make
How
your
much
AC
damage
less
is
good?
that?
8 plus 7.
That's 50. Volk touches.
Question first. Cloak of Protection. Have you factored that into your AC?
Yes.
Astora, that's a good reminder.
Yeah, my natural AC is 13.
Are you unarmored?
I do not have any armor. No.
That explains it. Yeah. So it, your hand suddenly sinks into this thing as it becomes a mouth. It sucks your arm in and begins chewing on
Oh
you.
no, it's better. So it knocks me out.
Oh, in that case, you are engulfed into this chest.
Oh no.
So everybody, you just watch as Volk gets swallowed up by this chest, which suddenly grows legs and turns to run away.
No, I am wearing armor. I'm wearing leather armor plus the cloak of protection, and I still only have a 14 AC.
What's your dex modifier?
Are people talking?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Can
no,
you hear me?
Cut out. Ah.
Oh no.
This is just a comedy of errors.
Yeah.
Fine.
Hello.
Hello. Can you hear us now?
Yes. I have leather armor.
So that should be a 12 plus your dex plus 1.
No. D&D Beyond is calculated
Well,
as 13.
11
Oh.
is 11 plus your dex.
Yeah.
That explains it. Do you only have plus 1
Is
dex?
plus 2.
Oh, then it should be a 14.
It should be 13. And then the cloak brings it up to 14.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
And,
is why the 14 attack matches my AC.
well, ties go to the defender, so you would
Oh,
be
okay.
okay.
So I'm okay.
Unless I'm
I'm
misremembering
not
that rule
unconscious.
about it.
No.
combat?
AC, you meet the AC. I
Yeah.
see that. So if it
Wait,
rolls a
am I
14,
unconscious
it
or
would
not?
I think you are.
Yes.
Yeah, a 14 would hit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it swallows
Right.
Volk in a instant. It grows legs and it begins running away. I will drop it onto
Oh,
the map
God.
now. And let's get some initiative rolls. New ones.
I better get rid of the cave bear because I dropped that for him.
I remembered that I don't have to roll for Rory now.
Oh, I accidentally put it on the map layer. Should be on the token layer. There we go.
I don't get any of my first turn bonuses because we got surprised. That's a shame. Sadness.
Mimic. Roll. Boom.
I'm
So-
very happy that was not the one that Ireena picked, because then she would have been devastated.
This is why I was asking which one you were picking. It's going to use its turn to move away. Surprise round, you can't take reactions, so it's going to get away from Diana pretty easily. 1, 2. It's going to kick the door down.
Sorry. The
Yes.
prize zone isn't a thing, it's a condition that ends at the end of your turn. So if I go before it, I would remove the surprise condition at the end of my turn and be able to attack it.
You don't go
For
before it,
surprise,
one
we
turn
go
and then
through
it's
the
time to
initiative first, so it like everybody is surprised and it has its turn and then it goes back up to the top, right?
Yeah, the way surprise works is, you do initiative,
Mhm.
and then everyone who is surprised is a surprise condition,
Yeah.
which is removed at the end of their turn.
Yeah, so we go through the initiative
So-
stack once.
Yeah.
This is its surprise round turn.
Oh,
'Cause
sorry.
It's swallowed a Volk and it's going to run away.
Sorry, I'm being dumb.
That's okay. You're not being dumb. This is D&D. It's arguing about rules and opening books and avoiding combat because you talk well. Yeah, the mimic's going to smash through the door and continue running. That's
The idea
5,
of the
10,
chest
15.
is
20.
Funny.
This is pretty funny.
It
It growed legs that are too thin, too narrow. It just sort of raises up like a pimpmobile and just starts booking it. It can only move 15 feet though, so it smashes through the door. And it is your turn, Diana.
Okay, I'm just gonna attack it. So I just get my. I don't have monsters back. So 1, 2, 3.
Ooh!
That's pretty good. Oh my god, that's max damage on the first one, and then.
Its AC is 12, so the last one doesn't hit.
Okay, so.
Pretty sizable.
28 No, 21, 32. Let's do damage on that.
That rocks it, and it falls forward, and a hand grows out of its front to hold itself up off the ground. But you've toppled it down to 3 legs, and it is trying to get away. Is there anything else you can do?
Nope. I mean, I suppose actually I can. I'll body block it. I have the movement.
Sure.
I'll
You
try
can
and get in
slink
front of
around it.
Yeah, just try and look inside its mouth to see if Volk is in there at all. Like, are they visible?
You see a bit of a tongue sticking out of a very wide toothy grin, but you see nobody inside. It is sealed shut.
Oh god, Volk, are you okay? And yeah, that's the end of my turn.
No response. Volk is unconscious. That brings us to Rory's turn. Rory and Ireena's turn.
I have to dash. Not dashing really. I just need to do things. So, how dare you take my family from me? You stupid chest. And that is a 1. And
Hits.
here's the other one. There. So it takes
Oh yeah, it's done.
29 damage. Just falls over again. I
Yeah.
guess.
You stab it twice. It becomes liquid, and you see a very unconscious Volk lying on the ground, sizzling slightly in the acid.
Comes over and uses 1 remaining point of lay on hands. 1 full
Ugh.
over. Are you okay, my dear?
I probably should have healed myself earlier instead of deciding to conserve spell slots. Falls back on their head, just heals self.
Why don't you rest?
Oh my
Rest
goodness.
and continue to look for this body, I suppose.
If you want to go back into the pub, I can carry you, my dear.
Wait. 1d8. I guess I need to roll another one.
Sorry.
Sorry, I tried a higher level cast, but it only rolled 1d8 instead of the 2d8 it was supposed to.
Unfortunate.
I
In this room that the mimic burst into, there are a bunch of urns and pots and whatnot. There's also a very large rolled up carpet that is very dusty and sort of rotten in places. There's also a big coffin, which is shut.
Seems like a good place for a body. I'll take the lid off the coffin.
I think it might be a good idea to ask the abbot upstairs.
You mean the Abbot that's dead?
He's not dead.
He is
Made
dead.
sure he's alive. I kept him alive. You don't kill things. That's
Direct.
strong.
I mean, no offense, but your abilities are not quite, how do I put it? Strong enough to heal a radiant being like that.
Whoa. I am very sure of my abilities. I am quite strong and sure.
Are you sure of your abilities, or is your father sure of your abilities?
I'm going to head upstairs.
Which route are you taking? Back through the dragon chamber?
I'll wait for them to open the coffin first. I don't want to, just interject and be like, I'm out. Peace, dogs.
Sure. So you can pull the coffin open. Within, you find bones. Many people's bones.
Many.
Many people. None of them stand out to you as particularly valuable or special. You can imagine, based on the context clues, that Arviatrice would have taken very good care of these bones. These ones look like they have been thoroughly stripped of everything valuable.
Well, so I have to keep searching.
I guess we still have to find the thing in. Obviously, it's in the last chest. It has to be in the last chest, right? It is always the last chest. I'm gonna snap this one first, and I'm gonna smack it really hard with the new chain whip that I've gotten.
Yeah.
Even if I'm not into it yet.
It sticks in the lid, but then you realize, it's just because, it's sharp. You pull it off. It appears to be a normal chest, as far as you can tell.
Just for RP, I'm gonna do this real quick. Yeah, I swing it. I'm like, oh, this is really heavy. I'm pretty sure I will need both hands with these, but I think I can work. And then I just look over to Ireena. Do you want to do it? Do you want to open the last chest and see if we find what we are searching for?
Are you sure it's not one of those things?
I am very sure, and if it is, I will be ready here to stop it from biting down on you, because only I am allowed to do that.
She winks at you. And then she will crack it open. Within you can find this stuff. Sorry if the formatting's weird. No, that works. So 95 gold pieces, a bunch of gems, a red spinel smoky quartz, which you'll have to sell, obviously. Together the gems are worth 100 gold. So in total, it's 195 gold in the loot chest. And this is pilfered from people, bodies. You see other stuff in here, bits of pieces of funerary rites, like coins for the ferrymen placed on your eyes, sort of a thing, bouquets and this sort of thing, things people would have been buried in.
I'm confused. This doesn't seem like something unholy so far.
I thought you said there was something consecrated to her.
Oh, Ireena points at the mace. The whip
Oh.
mace.
Oh,
I think that was it was. It's a holy weapon of some kind.
I'm holding it. Am I feeling any negative effect from that?
It's a very good question. Would you like to make a wisdom saving throw?
Sure.
You have session advantage as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna use it for that because otherwise I won't. 17. It's okay.
Yeah, you're okay. Your faith is strong.
Faith is strong indeed. I've done lots of fairs down outside in the snow. Oh. If this is a holy weapon, then I'm confused because I feel fine. Then again, this is the place of the Morning Lord, so maybe he accepts me as one of his faith.
I told you.
Oh.
We don't have to be perfect. We just have to keep putting one foot in front of the other, you know? Just doing whatever we can in the moment, doing the best we can. That's really all anybody can ask of you.
Hmm.
Even God.
Nice. What are we to do with the dragon? I feel like the merciful thing to do would be to end its suffering.
You're consulting me for this?
I'm consulting the body.
I think if it is just to see something before you die, then, you know, isn't that the kind of thing to do?
I will put this in another light. What this thing has become, this shell of its former self. It, well, obviously it reminds me. It's how would you call it? The way it is fixated on its love for this person who's long gone, out of reach. I already told you that reminds me of Strahd, and that is not very healthy. But the thing itself, how it lost what it once was, and is now shackled like this, undead, and reminds me of me. And if I was ever at that point, if I would lose myself like that, I would want it to end.
But
The-
you are not it, Rory. You can't.
I am not talking about me right now, but I'm talking that thing is what I could become if I fell down deeper into darkness, blah 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 blah. So if I was that dragon, or rather me as I am now, seeing that I could turn into something like that, would want to be released from whatever this thing has become.
The dragon has told us at once that it's ready to die. I think the least we can do is let its final moments be the one it loved in its own strange way.
I don't think we can grant it that wish, if I'm gonna be honest.
We still haven't explored this whole dungeon. It's possible that we would have explored down here anyway. It's the least we can do.
You think he's down here?
It's possible. The abbot had his body. We know that. She brought his body to the abbot to try and find him.
Well, there was another door in the big chamber with the dragon, so might as well try,
Yeah.
I guess.
Let's go.
Yeah. So you're headed back to the room with the dragon?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. As soon as you pass through the door, you spot a figure standing in front of the dragon looking up at it. A familiar figure. And he looks at you and he smiles and he says, I see you visited my friend. And you found his little secret.
I'll take a step forward. This is true.
I give him a little courteous bow. Because it's still a lot of land.
I came in the
Not
flesh
aware of it.
this time,
It is
since you asked.
good to see that you finally came yourself instead of just sending a pup.
He smiles. And as you approach Red, he's going to raise his hand to stop you. He doesn't want you to get too close to him.
Why is this? Do you not come in best greetings?
I come to visit and observe.
Then maybe you can help. We're trying to find the body of what's her name?
The wizard's name was
the
Lothryn.
Yeah, the wizard's name. We're trying to find the body of Melthron. So maybe you know where this is.
He smiles and he says, Ovor's race is deluded. Melthron is long dead. His body was enchanted with an animate spell, and it simply walks and moves as though it were alive. The dragon, by the way, is sort of just leaning forward and drooling necrotic energy. It seems the wounds that Diana dealt had some lasting impact. Strahd will ascend the steps and lay a hand on her forehead.
Okay, I'll take a step forward. I'm scared he's gonna kill our friend.
I mean, it's gonna kill you if you keep going closer. To
Your
I'm gonna
friend.
fucking die.
You became friends with this beast.
I suppose. We're on a first name basis.
He laughs and he says, What is it with you, Redmond? You are a legion. You cannot help yourself. You keep taking on more and more and more.
And there's something wrong with this in what way? My burdens have not broken me, as they have broken you so far.
You remind me of my father. A king takes on the burdens of his subjects. He serves them and he takes on their pains, but he must stand with pride. He must be willing to make the decisions that a leader must make, sacrifices. You must continue. If you do not continue, who else will be willing to make those sacrifices?
While I agree, I don't think I'm as cruel or as callous as your father, from what I've seen of him.
My father was a complicated man.
Was he?
He was not right about everything.
Many of us aren't right about everything, but we do our best, and it is only when we aim to do our best out of kindness that we are in the right orbits.
I appreciate your optimism.
Yeah. It saddens me that you don't see it this way.
I don't think you are quite able to tell what I think at this point.
Then tell me, what do you think?
I think it would be fun to watch this fight continue. And then under his hand, glowing light begins to shine, and pieces of the dragon knit themselves back together with shadow. And standing before you is a more intact Averterace, with none of the prior intelligence remaining. And she roars at you, and that's where we'll end for the break.
Strahd, you son of a bitch!
Strahd.
Should have killed the dragon before. Told you.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Fuck this guy. Can we just kill him? Can we just kill him?
No, that's like impossible at this point.
No.
I mean, we can't.
Considering the damage we did before, I don't think it's impossible. I think we will just wreck him.
I think we
No.
Three
Even
votes,
if we
but-
kill, even if we do, he just comes back. That's the whole like he's divine thing.
You can do anything. But yeah, now it's a CR13 and a CR15 monster in this room with you.
We're dead.
You know what? No, we are killing Strahd next time. We can kill him.
Well, you have 3 weeks to think about it.